Worlds will burn. Now at last, on this world, vengeance shall be mine. For I am the Queen of Blades.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's Metal League Madness. This is number 8. I'm your boy Mousy, hosting today's tournament. And with me I have a different but well, probably not too familiar face for all of you. He's never been casting for CSO, but maybe we're gonna make like multiple occasions. I have Mr. King Stark next to me and he's going to cast with me. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's hope we are going to have some really nice games over here. And let me just throw us into the bracket real quick. So you can see that we have a couple of games. We have 8 players in total. We failed one CSO representative to have him because of not being home in time, but it happens. As we look towards this bracket, I am going to select a couple of games and let the players know. We are going to go into 3, 5 bronze and finals. Alright, I let the players know. Whoever is done, they can start the game. So we're gonna have Blood Rain, and we're going to have Black Faust. Alright, we're going to wait for the vetoes over here. What are your expectations for for these
Yeah,
these games? These are 3200 MMR and below, so
I'm not really expecting anything too fancy. However, you never know. There could be some surprise builds that some people just may not really be looking at metas and wanting to create their own. So there could be some surprises, there could be some shocks, and I expect it to take probably a little bit like some longer games.
yeah, definitely there were some really nice games over the past couple of weeks with the other Metal League Madness cats. So I'm really expecting to, well, basically just see a couple of nice games over here. We definitely had a couple of them.
They want you to pick the maps.
Well, that's not going to be too fancy, honestly. So, first of all, we're going to have Miss Bloodrain and Mr. Blackfaust. Of course, Bloodrain representing CSO Esports as a founder, and Blackfaust representing number one. I think it's called Number One Esports Club from Frankfurt. So basically, a more of a serious, we could say more of a serious player on the side of Blackfaust. I wouldn't have selected Waterfall, honestly. That's so Terran favored, but Stargazers and Moondance seems good.
I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
we
Race
have one
there.
leg. It's going to be a ZVT. Blackfaust is playing Terran. Bloodrain is playing Berserk. Yeah, we have a bit of an MMR discrepancy over here. There's a huge gap, but it happens to the best, you know. So first of all, we're going to throw ourselves into Stargazers. Question. Oh, it says you're offline for 6 minutes. Let me. Are you
Who, me?
online? Yeah. Oh, hold on. It shows me your previous name. Let me just. Oh, okay. Never mind. Remove from party.
Here,
Invalid. Can you just?
let me just log out and then log back in.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if that's going to fix it, because otherwise we might need to remake party. Okay, we need to remake party, so I'll leave it and I'll just invite everyone.
Did it still not let you after I logged out?
No, it doesn't. It did not release solve it. Okay, so I'll get you over here, get Bloodrain, and I'll get Blackfaust. Alright, so we are kind of ready to hop into the first game, which is going to be Stargazers. Of course, I'm going to create the lobby and let the players set up themselves. I'm going to prompt a race check. Okay, we are ready, I believe. Players choose their colors. And we are seconds away from entering the very first series of this afternoon's Metal League Madness.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Stargazers. I'm wanting to see someone take that gold and be aggressive early on.
I would love to see someone just mine out the minerals leading up to the third. Or that in base third, basically. Oh,
yeah.
That pseudo.
Yeah, I would like to see the end base from the Zerg players, because that's going to be 3 really easy bases to defend. Especially with having creep spread all throughout your main base and your natural. And then I'd really look to see the Terran player potentially drop down to maybe a planetary at that gold base to help it survive.
Oh yeah, the gold base could be coming into play. I would not be surprised if that would be the case. Let's see how familiar these players are with these new maps. Of course, we are loading into the very first map, and I'm going to let you do the honors for this first one.
All right, so I'll go ahead and start in the top right-hand corner as the pink Zerg player representing CSO Esports. It is Bloodrain.
And her opponent is going to be the red Terran in the top left. obvious this map is symmetrical in that regard. We have the player representing the #1 esports club in Frankfurt. It's going to be Black Faust. I'm really curious if we're going to see some aggressive, like, potential 3 racks, something like that, some more marine heavy pressure. I've seen Black Faust, I think, once playing in the last Metal League Madness, and he took 3rd place, as far as I remember. Well, actually, he took 2nd. I've been playing and since. Now I'm going to let people know that if someone was wondering about last Metal League Madness, I took 2nd, but that did not count me as a eligible player for the prize pool due to me submitting the prize pool. So I wasn't playing to pay out less money. Okay, that let's just put that out over there.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, so far we are seeing pretty standard openings right now, so it's not really looking like there's anything too crazy gonna happen so far.
Yeah, drones are being rallied into the gas, so there's no rush on the gas mining as well. And so far so good. We have an expansion after the Reaper. And let's see, once the pool finishes, I expect I expect 2 queens and 4 lings. Oh, there's 6 lings actually. Okay.
Blockfest doesn't realize that he can't get out that way because of the mineral patches. So he's gonna have to run his Reaper all the way back down. And it looks like he is a little uncertain if he wants to take it out. And now he's going to take it out and head on across the map and see what the Zerg is up to.
Alright. Just a whole second. I'm going to point... I'm going to put the observation on you. Just a second. Real life calls. I'm sorry. I really need to answer this, so...
Okay.
Just a moment. I apologize.
No
I'll
problem.
let you have fun with King Stark for a couple of moments. Be right back.
Yeah, and as of right now, we are seeing what looks to be a 2-1-1 opener from our Terran player, and the Zerg player opening with a Roach Warren. Reaper does go down by a handful of lings. That is going to deny any potential 3rd base scoutings, which could be a pretty big deal. Stim starting up for our Red Terran player. Lair is also on the way. We look to see if he's going to go for whether it be mutas with this or roaches. And with him only having 1 gas, it's pretty safe to say that he should be going into roaches.
Alright, I'm back in the meantime, so...
Okay.
I'm really curious. I see a Roach Horn, and... Oh, there we go. 2-1-1 potentially. Well, this is an interesting build, to be fair. There's a bunker as well, so it's kind of safe. And we have a deep over here to scout. If there's going to be a cheeky mineral mining pair of drones over there.
Yeah, Blood Rain is looking to take this inside pocket 3rd base. He is starting to mine out those minerals. I would like to see him add a 2nd drone on there just to get rid of it a little bit quicker and get that base down. We are pushing almost 5 minutes in the game now. Blood Rain really does need to get that extra production going.
Yeah. Also, just to set off your confusions, it's a she, by the way. Just clearing that up.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
It's fine. I think I made the same mistake as well, if I recall correctly, before I joined. So no real issues over there. And someone we were playing I think Valorant the other day, and someone after she talked into voice chat for like 2 minutes, and the game was like pretty much into like 7, 8, I don't know, even 10 minutes. They were like, "Oh, what a cool man you are."
Look at her drone trying to mine the minerals. It switched after taking
Oh
one
no.
mineral patch. It switched to mining out the normal minerals.
Oh,
She
that's
just now
actually
realized
bullshit.
that.
That's actually bullshit, honestly.
Yeah.
That the closest mineral patch would be the one that it mined out from, basically.
Yeah, and now she goes to start mining out the right mineral patch. Now she does finally take a new third, so I would definitely like to see her take this as a really quick fourth base to make up for that lack of production early on.
And we see 2 more racks is being added, so sorry, 3 racks is added in total, so 5. 5 it's going to be the name. 5 racks is going to be the name of the game over here.
Yeah, and
And
Blockfest is also looking to mine out those mineral patches now. He's wanting to take that nice safe third base.
yeah, in case, I'm kind of looking forward to just basically seeing Blood Rain's tech for moving forward over here. Now she's aware of pretty much everything over here. Do we have any SCVs in these in this hit squad? Nope, not
No.
really.
This actually could be a really nice spot to hit. She could ferry her units up to the high ground and get past those mineral patches, and then seeds the tanks on the low ground to really start chipping away at some units. But it looks like that Blockfest is going to just take a fight at the natural base without his tanks.
Ooh, left his tanks over there. That's nice having it on a separate control group. And what does
Yeah.
Blackfelt see? Blackfelt sees a couple of roaches and lynx, and sees some hydras as well. And now we have hydra range completed. Oh, and we have
Here we go. Here comes a drop.
Oh, it's not going to be a drop. His siege is up. Oh, this is a nice spot. I like this spot for Blackfalls.
Absolutely.
And he's going to bait a couple of units over here. Now start
Yeah.
sieging the natural as well. So a multi-prong attack. And Blood Rain cleans up this really nicely for the time being. And these Marines are not really going to see the light of another day. And I wouldn't mind her tanking. Okay. She's taking out the tanks. Oh my
the medevac
goodness!
goes down.
The medevac with the tank in it. I don't know, man. That was super nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Now, one of the things that Blockfest does have going for him, though, is that his rally was actually messed up. So all of his units that he was reproducing stayed in his main base. So he does have a force back at home.
yeah, that's kind of like a saving grace in the worst type of situation. And now Blood Rain goes for a heckload of Ravagers. I don't mind that. It's gonna help sieging those tanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see +2 coming out of Blockfest here. So he is looking to continue his upgrades. Meanwhile, Blood Rain still is on 0-0 with no Evo chambers going down quite yet. What do you think about that, having no upgrades?
Yeah, it's going to be painful once the +2/+2 is going to... Well, actually only +2. Well, if you hit some nice bios, then those Marines are just going to evaporate. And... I don't know, those Marauders are going to be painful for Bloodbrain, I feel like. Especially with the +2 attack. And now +1 infantry armor starts, so there's a second D-Bay finally. There's an armory as well, so Black Files could just go for vehicle weapons as well.
No, and that's exactly what he does. He does go for the vehicle weapons, as well as having his fourth base about halfway done now. So he
And
is looking
Bloodbrain,
to.
did not really... Oh, she takes it now, so... I don't know. I think the Zerg should be up a base at all times. But
Yeah,
we'll see how
absolutely.
this is going to turn out in the end. There's a sensor tower in front of the fourth. So Black Frost is going to be aware of pretty much every type of attack. Maybe from the bottom side it's going to struggle a bit. Wouldn't mind a sensor tower towards the edge of the natural as well. Could cover
Yeah.
pretty much every spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even behind the rocks at the potential fifth base down here, that could also be really nice to have just a little bit extra range and having a
Yeah,
little bit
that's
more
true.
vision.
And as I said, there's a link run by over here, and Bloodray is going to spot these units.
Yeah, those were some very unfortunate Zerglings giving their life just for a little bit of scouting information.
Yeah, that was a lot of Zerglings going in, so...
Yeah, she does have some more. I'm not seeing a Baneling nest. And something that she could do is hide her Banelings up by the Zelnaga Watchtower and make those Banelings and run them into the fourth base and try to get a kill on it or at least some SCVs.
Yeah. Banelings would be... I mean, Lingbane is kind of the meta in ZVT, I believe, at this point.
Yeah,
That's
it looks like
all
in the
that
lore
every
of these.
Zerg does in the higher echelons. Oh, I like... honestly, I like these Evo Chambers as a wall, but these Evo Chambers might just go down before the upgrades finish, in case Black Faust just sees this. He's not really aware of this,
Yeah, and that
so...
wall is actually going to be really used against her because there's only two ways now for Blood Rain to try to get on top of this army, and for Zerg, you really need that extra space to get a good surround.
Alright, look where the medevacs are heading towards. I was questioning the move back forward with those medevacs, that double drop. But now I see that they're going to head into that third slash fourth base, that in-base third, as we like to call it. Now a couple of...
Meanwhile, big fight happening down in the south.
yeah,
The
we
Hydras
see
are
that
getting choked up.
Yeah, we see that multi-prong attack once again. Snipes a couple of tanks, that is nice. Let's see if this is going to be enough or not for Blood Rain. I believe
It looks like
she
Blood Rain
has
should
enough.
pick this off.
Yeah, she has enough to clean this up, but the two Liberators and the double drop just cleared the entire third base. 26 drones went down. Honestly, this could just spell doom for Blood Rain, honestly.
Yeah, it's not really looking too good right now for her. She's just constantly losing Zerglings to really not that much army, and now Hydra is getting picked off in that liberation zone, and he's actually going to continue this harassment.
And I believe we're going to see
GG.
this. Well, at least this hive is going to go down potentially. And yep, GG is called. Blood Rain taps out. And we see the first game going the way of Black Faust. Okay, second game is going to be Moondance, and I'm already going to create the lobby. Alright, we got everyone in the lobby, and we are ready to cast yet another interesting map, because this has a pocket base on it. What do you think about Moondance, Kingstar?
Yeah, Moondance is going to be one of those maps where I feel like the outer expansion is going to be looked at a little bit more just because it has the extra mineral, the extra gas, and that's something that players really need unless they're going to plan on doing it all in and just having more mineral and gas. So look to see which type of third base they're going to take. Are they going to take the pocket base and try to be safe but have less income, or are they going to be a little bit riskier and go for the outer expansion?
Yep, we have ready from both of our players, so we can just start this whole thing right now.
Going into game number 2, what do you feel like Blood Rain needs to do for her to get back in this series?
I think she needs to bust out the lurkers.
Yeah.
She's really good with the lurkers in the later stages, or get Hydras faster. She's actually a Hydra lurker style of a player. So I'm kind of expecting that to happen. Now, speaking of the players, we have in the bottom right corner of Moondance, starting as the red turn, representing, well, as he asked us, ECF, aka number 1 esports club from Frankfurt. It's going to be Black Faust.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the pink Zerg player, currently down 0-1 from CSO Esports. It is Blood Rain.
Now I see that she got this skin set. Think she asked one of our players which skins they are using. Can't recall the name of the mech ones. These are actually the ones that I think came with the Statman, basically, co-op commander Statman.
Are you talking about for the Zerg or for the Terran?
For the Zerg.
Oh.
I'm not sure if the Terran is using any skins right now. Not sure.
Yeah, it looks like the drones have a little extra tail and antenna on top of their head.
Yeah, these are like mech Zerg or mecha Zerg.
Half infested Zerg.
Yeah, like kind of robotic, mechanical, more of like a well, mechy team over here.
Yeah,
I believe we have the stock skins for the turn. Stock is the best one, I believe.
getting a nice scout off is Bluckfest. He's trying to see if there's anything cheeky going on, potential Roach Warren early, or there's just a normal standard opening. And so far, it's looking like the normal standard opening.
Also, I got the message, by the way, that Delusion versus Ado was a forfeit on Ado's side due to an emergency. We hope there's nothing serious, and that means we have Delusion moving on. Alright, the Reaper goes down. Kind of a miss micro on the side of Black Faust. And we see another 2-1-1, potential 2-1-1. Tech Lab goes down on the second barracks, so we're gonna have like, I believe it's going to be the Stim, of course. If it's a standard 2-1-1 and nothing different than usual, then it's going to be Stim coming up.
Yeah, and there's not too many ledges that Bluckfest could use to have a little extra advantage for his tank. So this is a little bit more of an open map now. In the middle, there are some blinders there that could help having the medevacs and get a couple extra shots off before she realizes that there are tanks.
Yeah, that's also true. But yeah, in general, compared to some of these newer maps, for example, Inside and Out, I think has some more choke points. Compared to that, for example, this is like a wonderful map for Zerg.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's not the best map for Terran, that's for sure, but there's actually a couple of options over here. There's like a couple of I think, yep, there's a few ramps with rocks, so you can kind of bait your opponent into that choke point. Of course, that it takes two for everything, as they say.
Yeah, and starting off, you know, I would like to see Bluckfest potentially utilize his tanks at the triangle base position, drop his tanks down there, and then ferry his Marines into the main base and get a quick snipe on that spawning pool. That is an extremely vulnerable location.
Yeah, that is true. Does this actually increase the creep? Or just forward creep?
No.
I don't think. No, it shouldn't. I believe only... Did the Brood War one do that?
Oh man, I haven't played Brood War in so long, I couldn't tell you.
Now I have to think about it, because you know in Brood War you just spread the creep with creep colonies. But I am not really sure if buildings expanded the creep as well or not. Now we see that double drop moving out towards... Oh, it's already on the middle of the map. I believe this is one of the shorter rush distance maps, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is looking like he's going without tanks too this time. So a little bit of a different opening, or not opening, but a little bit of a different push, I guess you could say.
Yeah, much earlier, much more aggressive. And 16 Marines. Stim is done, and Combat Shield is halfway done. So the next push is going to be with probably +1, but eBay is a tiny bit later than needed, I believe. Maybe that's something you can point out. And now he's going to drop into the main and is going to start this dance. And this is kind of a nice position for these Marines. Not too much of a surround. Oh, hold on. There's a couple of Marines who were not shooting in the back. Loses 8 Marines out of the 16. So that army has been halved.
Yeah, and one of the bigger things about a 2-on-1, you really got to try to keep all those Marines alive. For this follow-up. With losing a handful of Marines and 1 medevac's worth, it's going to be a significantly less amount of DPS coming out on the next round.
Yeah. And now we're going to see the same 5 racks follow-up. Well,
yeah.
Additional 3 racks follow-up, basically, is what I'm trying to say over here. And we have the third base morphing into a orbital command. Yeah, Bloodfast is kind of safe right now. Bloodrain has +1/+1 finishing really soon. And she has already finished the road speed, and she has Hydras as well. Oh, look how cool this Hydra then looks, man. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like one of those, it looks like one of those, I forgot what they're called, the flowers that trap, like, insects.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Can't really recall the name of them.
Oh, Venus flytrap. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, the Venus flytrap. I knew it's something with the planet name.
Yeah. All right, so Bloodfest did take the forward third base, but he did also drop a quick fourth base behind as a safe location, just in case he's failing to secure this one.
Yeah, and it looks like these Lings are going to go down after harassing a tiny bit on that command center. And now this overload is going to go down and potentially supply block Bloodrain. Oh, well, not quite. I mean, the overload does go down, but there's not a supply block.
Yeah, I
4
think
overloads are queued up.
I think Bloodrain understands from one thing that she did last game. You know, she really didn't have any splash damage, and she did not have upgrades. And here we go. She's getting both this time. I think that's going to be a huge advantage for her coming into this next round of attack that Bloodfest is looking to put on here soon.
Well, Bloodrain has +1/+1 already, so +1 missile attacks as well as +1 carapace. And Blackfaust's +1 infantry weapons is not even halfway done, and just starts +1 armor as well.
Yeah, she's gonna have 2-2 by the time that he's still on 0-0. This could be a big timing attack for Bloodrain. She could actually take this one and bring it to game number 3. As soon as these Hydras pop, that's when I would start going.
Yeah, I believe she could just move over, move across the map.
Yeah. She is down by about almost 30 supply, but she doesn't have Baneling speed either. That's actually a big deal, especially advancing off of creep.
Yeah, I just realized I think she kind of forgot maybe? I'm not sure. But Blackfaust has scanned everything, so it's going to be aware of everything. And oh, maybe Blackfaust is doing Bloodrain a pleasure over here. Blackfaust doesn't really have +1 infantry weapons already yet, sorry.
Yeah, this is gonna be a counter timing because her 2-2 just finished.
Yeah, and even though the +1 is going to finish in just a second, literally,
you gotta be careful of those Marines.
Oh, the medevacs. Oh, if the Hydras get him the range of the medevacs, then she can just clean that up. And now I believe Bloodrain is having a good time over here.
Yeah.
And 38 Lings are on the way. And do we have... Oh, we have... Black Fox is doing something really, really well, because he always has some army as a backup.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
curious if... yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, considering that he also kept all of his medevacs alive, that's a big deal. Because he does have about, what, 6, 7 medevacs?
Yeah, that's a big deal. Doesn't have to remake those 200 supply worth of medevacs. Well,
Yeah.
200 resource, sorry. 200 supply, come on, man. Oh, hold on.
Okay,
What the heck
so
going on?
it is looking like Blood Rain is also going to tech into a Spire, so I would assume that she's probably going to want to start potentially getting some mutas for a harass, or it could be, you know, saving for the late game, playing defensive and getting Broodlords.
My Streamlabs is actually messing with me, I believe. I need to figure that out, because it's not the first time in the last couple of days. I'm seeing like stream is stuck messages in the chat, and that's with the 2-minute delay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happening, but hopefully it's not a big technical issue. And now I'm really
Blockfest dropping
curious.
3 scans. He does see the main army of Blood Rain, and he does feel like he should be able to take it this time, and Blood Rain opting to go for Burrow over the Baneling speed. I'd really like to see her get that Baneling speed. And a group of Hiders caught out in the open, unprotected. Here goes down another big fight. Now, Blockfest does have +1/1 this time, so his Marines and Marauders are faring a lot better against this Hider approach.
And the tanks are in a much higher number. Ooh, and the Banelings just explode into some of those Marauders, and that's not going to be enough, I believe. And now we have Burrow. I'm really curious if this is like a misclick, or if this is like something planned.
See, I would have liked maybe even an earlier Burrow with Burrow Banes, because she doesn't have that much creep. He wouldn't need to scan.
Yeah.
And here comes the rallying reinforcements from the Terran player, looking to go ahead and close the series out. He's looking very strong. I don't think Blood Rain is going to have enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. This is like hard copium and copium as well, both of them.
Yeah, it's looking like Blockfest is going to go ahead and close this series out 2-0. GG gets called.
And Black Fox is moving on to the next series. That means we are going to see if there's any games open right now.
Looks like we have Rhombas and Delusion.
Yeah, that's a series that we have to cast, so...
I'm wondering if they started already or if they were going to wait.
Okay, so... we don't really have results for Gam Gam versus Suicidal Penguin. So we have Delusion taking, I believe we're gonna say 99-0 because that was a forfeit. Okay, so Rambas versus Delusion is going to be our next series. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't see either of them in the chat, so they might already be in the game.
I hope not, honestly. I'm going to check. Rambas is in a custom game, but he's playing against Neckbeard? He's in a party with Neckbeard, but he's in a custom game for 6 minutes. So, I am not really sure what's happening over here. Until we manage to sort it out, I'm going to throw us into a quick break. I'm gonna watch some good old Carbot. So, see you back in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
The swarm brought ruin to our world. Our proud people became refugees. And yet, they could not shatter our unity. For we are bound by the Kala, the sacred union of our every thought and emotion. Today, we retake our homeworld, and with it, we retake our homeworld. We retake our home. We retake.
Alright, welcome back. We are back with some more CSO Metal League Madness. MLM 8 is on the way. We had a nice series, a ZVT. Sadly, Blood Rain couldn't advance to the next round, but that's not the same for Black Falls. Black Falls is really happy for advancing into the semifinals, so wherever he does, he can like finish top 4 from now on. And I also got the news that we have some young men who broke some rules as well. And they played the first map, though I told them that we are going to cast it. Of course, it's no big deal. So just so you know, we are going to resume the schedule with game number 2 between Delusion and Brumbas. Alright, so we have a PvP over here. We have one ready. We have 2 readies. And are you ready, Mr. Stark?
I'm ready.
Alright, then let's begin. Kind of need to drink some water as well.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's introduce the players. Starting in the top right corner, we have the pink Protoss representing CSO Esports. It's pretty much one of the favorites. It's going to be Rumbus.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, our green Protoss, currently down 1-0. It is Delusion.
Of course, I almost forgot that. And yep, there we go.
All right, so both players expending on the high ground. Ooh, Rambas is going with a Forge opener.
We have one probe already over here. And what's it going to be this time? He has a... There is a pylon on the low ground, but oh, this could be like a huge wall off over here. Oh, there we go. And manages to wall off completely. Is there space for a cannon? I don't think there is.
It looks like there should be enough room for at least 2 cannons.
Is it? Oh, there's
Yeah.
enough room in the back.
Oh, he cancels it.
No, that was a mistake
No.
over here. Oh, I think Rumbas just drew his lead. Maybe there wasn't enough
he's-
space over here.
He's not going for the cannon. Oh, that's a pylon in the back. He built another pylon. And he loses the probe. That's huge. And he let the 3rd pylon finish.
There's
What
another
the-
probe and another cannon. Oh, hold on. That was not a cannon. What? That was not a cannon. I'm kind of surprised.
I know. That pylon, that blocked a potential cannon back there.
Yeah, but that's a lot
What-
of lost mining time, and we see...
Is he going to build a pylon? He should build a pylon on the low ground.
Oh, this probe might go down. It's cornered right now and
Gave
goes
up.
down. And now we have a cannon at home and a gateway. Question is, was this enough chaos? Because I'm sure you're familiar with the fact that if you give like a player the tools to create chaos against someone who is not used to it, then that could really throw them off. Because
Yeah,
now,
and you know,
yeah, go on. Sorry.
go, I was just going to say that Delusion actually held it really well. Just delayed a little bit of mining on a few probes, but I mean, he does have the Cyber Core and the Nexus down already, while Rambas' gateway is just now finishing.
Yeah, now I'm really curious if Rumbas will actually, if Rumbas is going to be able to just get back into this game, because it's really far away. Oh, hold on, he has a Nexus as well, not too far away, and remember he has the power of cannons. Oh, I don't really like the positioning of this second pylon, honestly. I wouldn't mind if that pylon was at the natural location to be able to reinforce with cannons in case of an attack, but I see there's not too much going on. We have warp gate started on the side of Delusion, and we have a Stalker on the way, but that Stalker is super delayed. He had a Cybercore for quite a while.
Yeah. What do you think of Delusion going for a Robo over potentially a Twilight Council or even a Stargate?
I think if you go for Stargate, that's good for scouting and potentially probe kills. If you go for a
Oracle.
Oracle, you can go for probe kills. Case of a Twilight, I think that's the standard pretty much, because you can go for the much needed blink, and then after you can go for a charge. But if you go for a Robo, I feel like you really need at least a War Prism or start a Immortal pretty much right away, and that's what we are seeing over here. And
Yeah,
now
I would
we
really.
see- Okay, first two shots are on Delusion's Stalker, so that's quite bruised. Means that on a 1v1 battle from now on until that shield regenerates, we're going to see Rumba's Stalker being ahead. Now he has 2.
Yeah, I would really like to see Delusion get his Immortal out and then follow up with a Warp Prism and maybe even a couple of Sentries. Because if he can do that, he can actually lift his Sentry to the high ground and wall off, and then keep Rambas out of his own main base.
Ah, you mean the like force field or ram? That's a classic one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind to see that for sure. How many gateways do we have? We have gates number 3 and 4 coming down for Rumbas, as well as for Delusion, but Rumbas is lacking the Robo, and it doesn't really use that extra gas that he has from not having any tech building. Ooh, and just pops that shield battery overcharge. Oh, hold on, he has the Robo as well, so that's big.
Yeah, Rambas really needs to get an Immortal coming out as soon as he can, because that Immortal, the longer it lives, the more it's just going to threaten to potentially kill him.
Yeah, but 2 Stalkers, a Sentry is not going to counter 4 Stalkers and a Sentry, even with the Immortal. Oh, but now this is equalized, and the extra Robo unit might just be enough. Oh, look at that Stalker. Stalkers are bouncing off shield battery and Robo and the other Stalker and everything.
Yeah, do you think Rambas will let him up the ramp and force field it to wall him inside, or it looks like he just wants to go down and take this fight? Already losing 1 Stalker, and down goes 1 for Delusion.
Also, I just got the message that I kind of messed up the creation of the tournament, and I am aware of that. I observed it as well. I forgot to check the 3rd place match, so that's going to be unofficial pretty much. We're going to get the bronze match going, I believe after this series, if I'm not mistaken.
Alright, Delusion is still continuing to mix in some charge lots. He does have a much faster charge than Rambas, opting to go for Blink instead with a +1.
Oh my goodness. Why? Having to do admin stuff, production and everything is quite difficult, so...
Yeah.
Ooh, that probe goes down, and now this Nexus is under fire. But Delusion decides to go for
the Immortal! Oh!
And now it's 2 Immortals to 1, and
Another
Rambas
Immortal in a forward position.
Yeah, does a really good job by focusing out that Immortals. I'm really curious if we're going to see that Immortal snipe. Rambas just moves forward and blinks back the Stalkers. Really nicely done by Rambas, and I think this fight is going to be pretty much enough. Now a couple of charge lots are moving on, but oh, these are not going to have too many chances, to be honest.
A lot of those Stalkers are really weak, though. He could have actually gotten, I think, at least one of those Immortals had he continued to attack. I would have really liked to see Delusion send his charge lots into the natural base while those Stalkers continue to poke the 3rd and just kind of pull Rambas apart a little bit and see how good he is with his multitask.
Now this observer from Delusion just sees the entire army of Rumbas. I believe it's put on follow onto that Immortal.
Yeah, it is.
Do we have any extra upgrades for one of these players? Nope. Rumbas is opting for that quicker, well, not quick, but quicker +1. Is there a forge
Yeah.
on the side of Delusion? There are 2 forges. None of them are working, which is kind of a bad habit, getting 2 forges and not having them work on upgrades. I would probably just chrono boost the hell out of them.
Speaking of which, he didn't realize that his forges weren't working, so he decided to put them to work now.
Well, as long as this game goes on, the better will be for Delusion. Except,
Yeah.
I would go for shield upgrades. What do you think about that?
Yeah. You know, shield upgrades are really they're really kind of hit or miss. You know, I think if he's gonna go really charge lot Archon heavy, I actually like the armor because the charge lots are gonna be the ones doing most of the tanking here. So I don't mind the armor. I would like to see if he does get a Stargate, at least mix in a +1 shield at some point.
Yeah, that's also true. I think the area needs benefit a bit more with off of those shields. And please, that's how it feels.
Yeah, for sure. Because especially having the +1 armor, that doesn't help the Archons. So I would like to see both players actually go a little bit heavier onto the charge lot side, just to help tank for those Immortals and those Archons. And Delusion sure does have a lot of charge lots, so his army is looking really scary. It looks like Rambaz is up by 1 Immortal, but he is down by a couple of Archons.
Yep, there's 5 Archons to the 2 of Rumbas, but he's ahead in Stalkers by quite a large margin. And now both players have upgrades, like a lot of them. But actually, now upgrade-wise, Delusion has a better chance of fighting Rumbas.
Yeah, you know, I think actually the longer this game goes, the better it is going to be for Rambas, because he is going for the Robo Bay, so he will be able to start making disruptors, and if he gets a couple of big hits, this fight could go very well into the favor of Rambas very quickly.
Do we have a Robobay on the side of Delusion? Nope, we don't have anything in that regard, but we have 14 gates on the side of Delusion, so that is a huge amount of gateways.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Delusion is now starting to send some harassing charge lots to the side while attacking his main bait or his main army, trying to get as much damage done as possible.
And keep in mind that Rumbas just popped battery overcharge over on that zealot harassment.
Yeah, unfortunately there was no units there for the battery overcharge to actually work on anything though.
Now we see a double-sided affair over here, but quickly
yeah.
turns out to be actually devastation for Rumbas, I believe. But he has the defender's advantage, so he can warp in faster over here. But those talkers are not attacking for the time being, and now there's a lot of Immortals against a single Archon and Stalkers.
That's just too many Immortals for Rambas. He is going to get 1 disruptor, but the Robo, it's going to go down before it can even pop.
That is huge on the side of Delusion, and Delusion might just be able to take this game. Let's see if that is the case. There's a huge amount of charge lots. Honestly, I have to give it to Rumbas for bringing it back.
1 disruptor.
Yeah, but honestly, that's not going to change pretty much anything, because those Immortals do not die in 1 shot, so...
Yeah, and there is just way
That's
too many.
one hell of a shot, but GG is called. Delusion takes game number 2, actually, so we are going into a game number 3.
Yeah, and I feel like if Delusion plays that same type of way, you know, with the great defense of the cannon rush, get the early expansion and just stay one base ahead, then he's going to be looking really strong going into game number 3.
Okay, Moondance is going to be the third map. Alright. We're going to place Delusion over there, and okay, both players are ready, and we jump into this third and final map of this series of PvP.
Yeah, much like the other series that we were casting, it's I think that third base choice is going to be a big deal because now Protoss being a lot more gas intensive, they're going to need that extra gas.
That is true. Would you do the honors this time? First.
Yeah, absolutely. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance, currently tied 1-1. It is CSO Esports' very own Rambas.
And his opponent is going to be the Green Protoss, not representing any team, at least not any to our knowledge. It's going to be Delusion.
Right, so this game looking a little bit more standard. Both players deciding to open with a gateway.
That was a pylon scout, by the way.
Yeah, he is going to have a little bit less income from having that probe going out a little bit earlier. Is he going to get a gas block? Ooh, he's not going to go for it.
No gas block yet, so I'm really curious if we're going to see Rumbas take a second gas due to having that pylon on the high ground. Will this be like a one gate expand? Nope, there's two gateways going down on the side of Rumbas. Let's see if that's the case for... Yep. No, hold on. This is a single gate expand build out of Delusion. And now he scouts around his base.
Yeah, looks like Delusion is deciding to go for the earlier Nexus. So what Rambas gonna do after seeing that Nexus is gonna be a big deciding factor. Do you think he's gonna expand, or do you think he's gonna put on a lot of pressure and just decide to say, you know what, it's the last game, let's go for it?
I'm really curious if that's going to be the case. I wouldn't mind it, to be honest.
Yeah, especially with this map not having a ramp on the natural, I think it's actually going to be very much in favor of Rambas if he decides to do the one base all in. But it looks like with the probe going down to his natural, he is going to take an expansion.
Oh, this probe is still going on. This other probe is still just chasing it. And the two adepts are making their way across the map.
Yeah, Rambas does decide to go for a Nexus too. You know, he's gonna have a lot less pro production coming in here soon. Hopefully he can get some damage done with these two adepts.
And the wall is completed on the side of Delusion, so no adepts are gonna go in. And finally that probe of Rambas could go down. And now he's going to have to finish that
Yeah,
that pylon. So one probe goes down, and now the recall, but one adept is going to go down for sure. I'm not sure if now it's worth it or not.
Yeah, you know, that is actually kind of nice in a way because now Delusion does have to kill his own pylon. Instead of losing 25 mineral, it is 100, and his probes cannot go to his natural base.
Oh, that's actually big, honestly. But he kills his own pylon. And honestly, there was not too many probes that wanted to go to the natural. How many gateways?
Yeah,
We have a single gateway for the time being, and we have a second gateway and a robotics facility, so 2 more gates are being added. And what's the situation on Rumba's side? We have the robotics facility as well. I think it's going to finish up. It's going to finish a tiny bit faster.
And currently, Rambas is only down by 3 probes.
No.
And it could have been a lot more, considering that his Nexus was starting by the time the Delusions was about finished. Taking the outer expansion is Delusion and decides that he does want the extra mineral and he does want the extra gas.
And Observer is going over across the map for Delusion. That's a nice habit to have.
Mozzie, you gotta check your overlay.
Yeah, I know, I already figured. I don't know. I need to change the battery on this this thing. It couldn't really make it to the store today. Everyone's closed on a Sunday.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thankfully, and the one store that I popped into was like, "Oh, we have no batteries of that type." I'm like, "Yay!"
All right. So it looks like both players are gonna go ahead and start producing their immortals. So this is looking, you know, very similar, very mirrored. Ooh, Rambaz is deciding to go for a much faster Robo Bay, and it is finished. So he is going to start producing disruptors.
And there we go. The first disruptor is already in production. So, okay, now I wanted to say there's a tiny bit of oversaturation on the side of Delusion, and I was going to fix it. And the Hallucinated Phoenix is going to scout pretty much everything. Sees that there's no back base. Both players, by the way, opted for that frontal third base and potentially going to take the safe one for a fourth.
Yeah, you know, right now, let's see. Okay, so Rambaz did not spot a Twilight Council. Now, he does not have Charge. He does not have Blink on the side of Delusion. I would really like to see Rambaz get a little bit more aggressive and try to get this disruptor to work, considering that it can do a lot of damage with no blink.
That is also true, and potentially going for that charge instead of the blink will bite Delusion in the butt this time around. And I believe, yeah, there's only a single robo, so you might not know the meme, but there's like, I think I told you yesterday that Rumbuzz on CSO Spectrum had like a PVZ. Had a PVZ where he made 12 robos and went massive robos after a disruptor opener.
No, you didn't tell me that.
So basically, let's just say that going to single robo is uncharacteristic for Rumbuzz. And now we're going to see the disruptors coming into play. And remember, the shield batteries are not going to out-heal those. And the first disruptor shot is going to go out, but it's only a single stalker. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. This could be the cue for Rumbus to go out, but I think he should wait for another disruptor shot. And as of now, there's only a Templar Archives on the side of Delusion. And now, oh, this could be big!
Oh, this is huge!
Nice Nova, and this disruptor, this Immortal could go down. Is there? There is shield battery overcharge.
Now that other disruptor should be off a cooldown. He should be able to kill that Immortal with one hit.
Is it though? Is that enough? I think it's going to pop the shield as well, but there's, I think, just too many Immortals for Rumbus to continue this assault. If he decides to pressure once again, and he might just find himself in a really bad spot. Now he starts adding a couple of Templars, but there is no... Okay, he's morphing the Archons right now. I was going to say, I'm not sure if he's waiting for Storm. And of course, that's not really a thing in PvP. Now, I've seen people playing like challenges, like playing PvT when it's in fact a PvZ or PvP. I think even Hearthstone did like a beating Grandmaster with stupid stuff episode on that one. Oh, he could snipe this this Robo, and Delusion is not really reacting. Oh, this Robo is going to go down, and maybe the Disruptor is going to shoot.
Oh, the Disruptor. Big
That's nice damage.
2 Immortals.
Oh, and another one is going to go down. Two Immortals go down. And you were right. That Immortal just died. Didn't have the shield. Didn't have enough health, actually. Had the full shield. My question is, does the Disruptor shot, the Nova, proc the... How do you call it? The Disruptor's barrier. Yeah, the shield barrier.
Yeah, so it definitely does, but it's too late because it does so much damage all in one go that it doesn't give the Immortal a chance. So
nice damage on those Archons, but will this be enough? Oh no, that could spell doom for Rumbus, honestly, but this is a nice concave over here. It's a nice choke point. There's a Disruptor on the side of Delusion as well, but will this be enough? And no, they just disengage. Oh, the Disruptor could go down, and the Disruptor is going to go down. Nice target fire there by Delusion. Ooh. Immortal and Archons go down. Yeah, there's a single Disruptor, but reinforcements are arriving as well as another Disruptor, so that could be big. That could be actually big.
Oh, the Disruptor!
Oh, that's big!
The Archon! It doesn't get the other Disruptor. He just loses almost all of his units.
Yeah, but that's the same. There's a bit more of a sophistication on the side of Delusion, but Rumbus is not in the worst of shapes either. And now we have
equal army supply too. It's very close right now.
Remember what I've told you? Look at the structure stab.
Oh,
I said one Robo.
Four Robos.
I said one Robo is uncharacteristic for him. Oh, there he goes. The love for robotics facilities.
Comes the 5th Robo.
There we go. Going into mass robotics. That is huge.
You know,
I'm curious who's going to be the first to drop a Templar, Dark Templar tech, aka Dark Shrine.
What I would really like to see from Delusion is a hallucinated Phoenix. Let him know, how many bases is Rambus on, and what's the tech? Is he going to continue to stay on Robo? And if he sees 5 Robos, you would think that he would have to start kind of going into Stargate.
I mean, yeah, that would be a really good call. Oh, nice!
That's a huge
That was huge! And another one! Oh my goodness! Oh, this is like he's massacring in that choke point. Oh,
he needs to press that issue and attack him right now and end this.
Oh, and Archon goes down, but it's not the end of the world, of course. He has 2 Templars that are not morphed. And probably he's going to observe it. I don't know if this is needed. There's a lot of Archons. Oh, if he shoots the Archons, maybe. Oh, not the biggest of shots. The Rumbus is still in a good shape. And there's only 2 Disruptors compared to the 4 of Rumbus.
And he does still have battery overcharge, too. We got to keep that in mind as well. That's a lot of Archons going up against a lot of Zealots and stuff.
Oh, that's a big shot.
Losing 1 Disruptor.
Wow, banger of a game.
Yeah, this is looking very good so far right now.
Oh, this is big! Oh my goodness, that was huge. And another shot! Rumbus is a madman with the Disruptors. Oh, but some of them... Okay, leaves 1 Zealot behind to confuse the AI. And a huge shot on the Archons. Oh, but this could be a big shot.
2 Immortals!
Oh my goodness. Rumbus with the mass Disruptors. Holy moly.
And Rumbus is maxed now, and Delusion is down by 50 supply.
Oh, that could be a big hit. And he's going to burn out all the energy on these batteries. Oh, he gets both disruptors!
I think it's pretty safe to say that this is starting to look like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, Rumbuzz is just too good with his disruptors. Still 4 disruptors to the 2 of Delusion. And 5 bases are going strong on the side of Rumbuzz. Actually has a bit of oversaturation. Takes that safe base as well as Delusion. So it's safe to say that there's a good amount of macro going behind this.
Yeah,
Both players on 6 next side.
Yeah, it seems like Delusion has usually been up by at least 1 Nexus this whole game. And speaking of which, he is looking to take the bottom left-hand corner, so he is going to be going up again 1 Nexus, while he does have a 5th base, or a 6th base, I should say, currently unmanned right now.
Yeah, he's not really producing probes anymore, of course, but Rumbuzz is up by 9 probes. Oh, not a bad shot, and another good shot, and another one. Oh, these two! Oh,
the Immortals!
Oh my goodness, that was huge. Takes out the Nexus. Rumbuzz, what a madman!
Oh, and here we go. He's got to end this here. There's no point in playing with your food any longer. He can
Oh, 2
disruptors going down.
Okay, there's no more disruptors on the side of Delusion. Tries to split, but it's too little, too late. Oh my goodness, I think we're going to see the end over here. There's a lot of gateways. He can warp in a couple of zealots as well, but it's not going to help too much, I think. Oh, 1 more shot maybe, and I think there's still a couple of shots left.
Oh, all of Rumbuzz's disruptors are going to go down too.
They're move commanded. But this is going to be enough for Rumbuzz, I believe. There's 4 disruptors in the making, as well as 3 Archons.
Yeah, and it looks like the charge lots are going to be able to push this army back for now. And I'm not too sure why Rumbuzz decided to go for Stalkers when he could have reinforced for more charge lots to help him out.
Yeah, either charge lots or even, honestly, at this point, he could just reinforce with Immortals as well.
Yeah, and one thing that Delusion really does have going for him is he is warping in 15 charge lots at a time.
Yeah, that is true.
Game paused.
Oh, what is happening over here? Okay. Oh, hold on, we don't have, actually we don't have the... Oh, this could be annoying.
Game resumed.
And both players just retreat. I am not sure about what happened over here. That was interesting.
I would really like to see Delusion start going into at least 2 Stargates and getting some Phoenixes to really help pick up those disruptors and stop the onslaught.
Oh, and now there's a couple of gateways, but these are going to go down for sure. The good thing is Rumbuzz has a really good bank of minerals, but not too much gas.
Right, 1 disruptor shot going down. He is going to get his own charge lots.
Oh, that is painful, honestly. But it's not going to be too big of a deal, I believe. Oh, nice shot. Nice disruptor shot. Gets the damage on his own building. Where are these zealots going, honestly? Are they
Looks
like
he's
cruising
wanting to
through?
retreat.
Oh, this is really interesting. What this is looking like, honestly, a crazy good game.
Yeah,
so far.
you know, during all of that, so far, 16 probes did go down on Rumbuzz, that he did remake them very quickly, and is now back up ahead of probes by about 5.
Yeah, but that's not going to be too big of a deal at this point,
right
honestly. Both players are like planning to bang, but Rumbuzz is up almost 50 supplies, so he should just pressure. He has a huge army lead, 41 supply in army advantage. Oh, this could be big!
Huge shot again.
And remember, there's no blink on the side of Delusion whatsoever to speak of. Oh, that Immortal is going to go down, and now there's a couple of Zealots just being warped in as a reinforcement, but the Archons are going to be in too big of a number, and I believe Delusion is going to tap out really, really soon. This is just looking like Rumba's taking this game.
Yeah, it looks like GG should be called here very shortly.
That
Rumbaz
is-
is going to be taking game number 3.
That is massive hopium, honestly, if you ask me. Rumbaz is just pretty much in a extremely commanding lead, so no chance whatsoever on the side of the illusion, I believe. Another disruptor shot, but fails to actually do anything. And Rumbaz is just throwing out disruptor shots for days, and this Immortal is going to go down, but that's not going to be too big of a deal. This third base is gonna go down as well. Well, a couple
Pretty
of
good shot.
Zealots just go down, but I believe this is going to be all she wrote.
Oh, the disruptor on the we could have gotten a much bigger shot.
And I believe this is going to be it. Finally.
Yeah.
And GG is called. Rumbas calls GG as well. And we are waiting for the game to end. There we go. Rumbas takes game number 3. What am I saying? Number 1. I'm so hyped up that can't even talk. Let's see if my budget stream deck is working or not. This good old low battery stuff. I need to look around the house. Maybe I'll find some working batteries or something. I might need to just deconstruct something and take the batteries out of it. Alright, so that means Rumbas is in the finals. And we are still waiting for, I believe, Black Falls versus Suicidal Penguin. Let's see if there's any open games.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's what. Oh yeah, Blackfest looks to be in a game, so let's see if they're wrapping up game number 1 or if we're going straight to the finals.
I need to let Delusion know. Okay, so we have one. It's 1-1 on the side of Black Falls versus. Okay, let's. All right, and we need. Where is Vash? There we go. Oh wait, hold on. We have. Hold on. Let me just get you into this. Invite to game.
We got too many players in the party too.
Oh yeah. We need to get rid of this dude and that dude, and there we go. Okay, so
Let me get in there. Sorry.
hold on. Let me just re-invite you. There we go. Okay, you got the invite?
Yep, I'm joining.
Alright, cool. Waterfall is going to be the final map of this ZVT, which is kind of interesting because everyone says that this is a Terran map. Let's just take a look at the bracket before we jump into this last game before the bronze match. I'll let the players know that there's a third place match. Okay. Are we ready? Okay, both
Looks
players
like we're
are
ready.
Yeah, we are waiting for the host. And there we go. Alright, this time I'm making sure that this budget stream deck is not failing on me, and I'm pressing the hotkey on my keyboard for it. Okay. So, best of 3, 1-1, map number 3, and starting in the bottom left corner of Waterfall, we have the Red Terran. So far so good for him, having a really good tournament run. It's going to be Black Frost.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, currently tied in a series of a best of 3. Not representing any team, but he is Vash.
Also known as Suicidal Penguin on Challenge. Not sure why people just choose like different names for everything. It's like, oh, I have a challenge name, I have another Battle.net name, and I have a totally different in-game name. Decide which one to call me. Good luck. Of course, there's no issues. If we have any type of issues, then we are just asking people what to call them.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rumbas, for the tier 1 sub. We have Mr. Rumbas celebrating his win with a tier 1 sub.
Very nice.
Yeah, very much thank you, Rumbas. You're a kind soul.
All right, so far we are looking at a pretty standard opener. It looks like we're going to see a Reaper expand. What are your expectations for Game 3?
I believe this is like the game where you don't really want to take that big of a risk and you want to go for comfort. At least that's my expectation over here. Okay, Vash is going to see the Reaper, Vash or Vash. I guess it's Vash. It's an American player, so.
Yeah, he
I
is trying
believe.
to hide his second barracks, though.
Yeah,
so
that's a
what do you
nice,
think?
I think.
All right, looks like we are going to be seeing a 2-on-1. So we are looking to see Blackfast yet again hit with a Most likely Marine tanks and medevacs.
Yeah, look at the positioning of these links for Vash. He knows that there's a Reaper, so he's going to await this Reaper. But the Reaper is actually not really popping in anywhere whatsoever.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like he scouted the drone going up to the about 12 o'clock position to take that third base.
And there's a factory as well. This barracks is still hidden, so the only thing that has been seen is the barracks with all the reactor in the making. And I suppose he clicked on it, so he knows that it's a reactor. And other than that, this Overlord did not really scout. He knows that there's a base, so that's also something. And he sees that the base was finished as well. Baneling Nest is on the way, which would be the correct way to deal with this whole thing. And I wouldn't mind a lair started already, to be honest. But since this looks like a pretty standard game, I don't think he's going to be able. And now, oh, look at that. Now we are having that standard 2-1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at that.
We're waiting for a little extra mineral to start his first two medevacs.
Now, based on the amount of Marines that there are over here, I think Vash is able to judge that this could be more than one barracks.
Yeah.
And it's just that it's more it's one more barracks than usual.
And usually at this time, you would typically see about at least 4 Hellions, especially moving across the map with the Reaper, trying to deny any creep, maybe kill some drones going to his third base. And right now, it looks like we should be moving out here soon as those medevacs pop.
Yeah, and also he was seeing a depot wall, so he figures that this is not a 3cc. Because usually when the Terran goes for 3cc, the depot wall is not started until later.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting my Terran knowledge. the least knowledge I have, honestly, in StarCraft 2 with Terrans.
Yeah, some Terrans even will opt to put their CC in the wall just as a little added support in case of Baneling busts.
Yeah,
but,
that is also.
I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Yeah, because you could very easily lose that.
Lose it. Yeah.
That CC. The question is, can you just cancel it in time? Can you just judge how many Banelings are going to pop in? Because if you cancel it instantly, then boom, Banelings in your base.
All right, here we go. 16 Marines starting to put pressure on that third base. I don't see any Banelings on the map quite yet.
Baneling speed is halfway done, so that's not going to be finished at this time. And the Banelings are coming in, and there's a couple of Marines going down, 6 to be exact. And that is not bad on the side of Vash. Has still a couple of Banelings, and he needs to survive until Baneling speed pops.
Yeah, and he is gonna start sniping those Banelings down personally, so that's smart. Being able to try to pick those off before they can put any damage on the Marines. And the one thing I noticed too is that Vash did actually go for +1 range attack. I wonder if that's a misclick and he meant to get +1 Carapace.
Yeah, I believe it's +1 Carapace, but he has +1 melee as well on the way. Which is not a bad thing, but he has no Roach Horn. I was looking for a Roach Horn, but there's no Roach Horn, no Hydroden. And the third base is gonna go down, which is in itself a pain in the butt, because Black Frost is now ahead of one base. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep, he's going to fly it out. And this 2-1-1 opener definitely had a lot of success. Now Vash is going to take the other third base location. Do you think it's going to matter, honestly?
Yeah, I think this is actually a really good spot for tank pushes. Just because of that ledge. And against Ling Banes, the Lings can't get on top of those tanks. He's going to have to choose. What does he want to go for? Does he want to go for the tanks or does he want to go for the Marines? Oh, big doom drop.
Oh, no, he's going
Nope,
to just lift everything. I'm not sure about this one, honestly.
Yeah, I really would have liked to see him siege those tanks on the low ground and protect those Marines.
Yeah, and this is pretty much looking like a... Oh my goodness, so many Bailings. No, this is not the tasteless call, but just simply so many Bailings. And there's Bailing speed, so...
There is.
A couple of Bailings are surely going to connect, right?
Well, now the big thing for Vash is denying the creep spread. And if he can deny the creep spread, he can stop those Bailings from really connecting onto his Marines. But he is pushing pretty far on the creep. He is going to get off just in time in the splits.
Oh, nice split off of Black Falls. Really nicely
not
done.
Too bad. He really needs to start pressing this now and trying to get on top of this these hatcheries to kill any reinforcing Zerglings.
Stark. I think Vash is in a huge trouble. That was like 28 to 30 Bailings, and none of them connected whatsoever. I think, or maybe just like 5.
Yeah, he got some hits off on him, but not enough, because he does still have 2 tanks now. Bloodfast is actually. Oh wow! It looks like there we go. Okay, at his main base, he had a group of Marines and Marauders and SCVs all rallied up to his main base. It looks like that was a little bit of a misclick there.
Bailings are coming down and are going straight for the tanks, and none of those Bailings connect actually, so that's actually good. And now Blackfast has a single Marine, which is not going to really help him, and a couple of reinforcements are going to run back home because there's a lot of Lings. Well, not that much, but a decent amount of Lings.
Yeah, Vash is looking to get some type of damage done. He almost gets the command center. If he just right-clicked on the command center, he probably would have got it.
Yeah, I think he was indecisive whether he should click on the command center or just simply try and focus out some units. I think he was expecting.
Blockfast is not repairing.
It's going to take a while. No worries. I know it burns down fast.
The longer that this goes on, the less chance he has of repairing it, because it is starting to burn. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, it's starting to burn very quickly. Ling run by into the natural and going up into the main.
And the other Lings are actually just retreating, and I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I would have liked him to see a little run by the third base and get a little bit more SCVs, maybe even getting the command center.
We see a fleet of medevacs actually moving across. So this is not that all that scary for... Okay, never mind. I was gonna say it's not that much supply in army, but more in medevacs.
Blockfast is ahead of army supply by 50.
Yeah, now it's getting out of control. I think if Blackfast just realizes that he's this ahead, and he is just actually is one A move away pretty much. Well, maybe not one A move, but he's not that far away from winning. That's for sure. And this third base did not get reconstructed. There's a different fourth base, so we have 3 base stable 3 base economy for the Zerg, and we're seeing the fourth base starting to be saturated as well.
Yeah, it looks like he did try to take that base earlier, but I believe the creep tumor is actually what stopped him. His own creep tumor stopped him from taking that base.
No, but there's no creep honestly for these Bailings, and judging the AI, it's going to run not on the creep. It's not going to run on the creep, and he's trying to go around, I believe, but I'm not sure if this is what you want to do.
Yeah, he does lose all those Banes for free as well. Hydras are now popping, but it is just too late.
And GG, well played, is called. by by both players actually, and called by Vash. And now Black Faust is going to the grand finals. All right.
So that should be Rombuz versus Blockfast.
Yeah, and before that, we are going to have, well, regardless if I checked or not, that there should be a third place match. There is going to be one. So, whoever was watching the bracket and wondering, we are having a third place match. But before that, we are going to throw ourselves into a little break with 2 Carbot videos this time before we jump into the third place match. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We are going to be back in just a couple of minutes.
Carrier has arrived. Not enough minerals.
Alright, and we are back with, well, as you can see, I'm a noob at creating tournaments, so means I forgot to check the option for third place match, but we are ready to take the third place match on with Vash versus Delusion. It's going to be a ZVP. And we are waiting for the vetoes. I was hoping players will start vetoing, but
Yeah, I'm excited to see a PVZ finally, in this tournament. This will be our first time actually being able to see something like this. So it's going to be very interesting to see, who's going to take game number one and what they're going to do on the Protoss side.
yeah, I mean, the Protoss is pretty much the one that we are following. Maybe a bit in the mid game on the Zerg side, but choosing to punish like a multiple star heat opener with some corruptor timings or whatnot.
Yeah,
But of course, the Protoss opener is going to decide the tempo of the game.
absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. The one thing that really throws off the tempo, though, is a Zerg 12 pool, and I'm sure as many people know, those can be very frustrating to deal with. The big thing is getting that early scout off.
Yeah, normally if you want to block the hatchery, you would send the first probe that returns minerals.
Correct.
So even before the pylon, and you rally your first probe that produces from Nexus towards the ramp, and you produce the pylon, and then you get the gateway while the other probe is heading out. And it's going to give you a bit less money, but also delaying the hatchery for the Zerg, and potentially forcing the Zerg to go towards that third base location. And after that, you can just like pretty much strategize about what's gonna happen and all that good jazz. But of course, if there's a 12 pool, then you should be going up at least at 1 minute, like 1:00 to scout if the pool is finished, and immediately throw down a second gateway, maybe a forge. I've seen people defend with forge. I don't know how do you feel about defending 12 pools with forges.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely a safer opening with a forge, but that also means that there really is no cannon rush potential because the 12 pool is going to have lings out before any cannons finish. So it's it can be very tricky to get off. Sneaking a probe in to the natural base, waiting to see when is Vash going to take his natural.
Yeah. Well, I meant defending with forge after you scout the 12 pool. What do you think about that?
Defending with the forge.
Yeah. Like not getting
Yeah,
a
I mean,
second gateway, but getting the forge instead.
yeah, I like to do that sometimes. It's definitely not a bad idea. You're gonna have more tech. You're gonna have faster tech if you go for the second gateway. So I feel like the forge is gonna delay your tech just a little bit, but it is a safer opener.
Yeah, of course you're going to have to produce one cannon, which is 150 extra minerals, which
Yep.
either delays your natural altogether, but it's definitely safe if the Zerg decides to sleep on that
Flood.
Z key. If they sleep on that Z key and forget that they pressed it, call it whatever, aka link flooding you, then it's definitely helping a lot more. Alright, so we have the 4 vetoed maps. Let's see which is going to be the first one. So Data C is going to be vetoed for Vash. What do you think about that? Vetoing Data C.
Yeah, so that's a map that I feel like has a lot of choke points, and being a Zerg player, you really you need the openness to be able to surround the Protoss and concave the Protoss.
Okay, and let's see. After that, Delusion vetoed Stargazers. Probably the same reasons, mining out those mineral patches and rushing you with Zerglings, that could be
Yeah,
that could
that could be
be
problematic.
yeah, a lot of problems. Okay, so
Yeah,
Cosmic Sapphire is going to be the first one, but let's talk about vetoing Waterfall. Do you think that Waterfall impacts PVZ as much as TVZ?
you know, I do think that there is a large impact for Waterfall against Protosses because yet again, there really aren't that many choke points on that map until you're getting to someone's base. It's a very open map, other than the little bridge in the middle of there. So that's the really only ideal place for a Protoss to take a fight.
Okay. And the fourth veto was Moondance. Now I'm not sure if that's like simply like a disliked map, because there's like a pocket base, but it's not really a base, and all that stuff. Well, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about Moondance still. I think it's a good idea because you can like go for timings, but that's more like for tournaments, I believe. You can practice some timings, but honestly, you don't really know what happens on the ladder. So, for example, you know someone is opening like hatch first in ZVP, like every single time, and you get to Moondance and you say, okay, I'm going to do this weird semi tree base all in. But for example, if they open pool first, if they open 12 pool, then you're just going to lose to it probably, or the outcome is not going to be the same.
Yeah, for sure. Isn't Vash a Zerg player?
Vash is a Zerg. Okay, there we go. We are ready to go into the first map, which is I think one of the best looking maps, Cosmic Sapphire. And as you probably saw it multiple times already, players have a hard time getting over to the opponent's base. Once you take down those destructible, well, obstacles, basically, don't know what to call them because it's not rocks. It's going to be a short rush distance, but other than that, it's not going to be too easy of a task to get there. All right, would you do
Yeah,
the honors for the first map and the first player?
sure. Yeah, absolutely. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have a player from no team is Delusion.
And his opponent is going to be not representing a team either. It's the Red Zerg. It's Vash or Vash. Still not sure how to pronounce it. Also, I think this is a Protoss favored map. First of all, the entrance to the natural is you can wall it off with 2 buildings. That's one of the reasons, in my opinion, and the most important
Yeah.
one. The second, and probably a bit overlooked on the lower end of the spectrum, the ladder, is that the Overlord pillar is a lot further than you would like it.
Yeah, it definitely is. So that denies any potential safe Overlord scouting. However, it is just a quick flyover to see if there is an expansion, and there is a little bit of openness as far as sky room there to help the Overlord get away safely back over to the pillar.
Yeah, that pillar is so freaking far away. And Delusion opens with a core before Nexus.
Yeah, and with doing something like that, you really look to see him putting on a lot of early pressure with adepts. and trying to get as much drone denial as possible, as well as forcing out a lot of Zerglings. So we'll see what he decides to do, and hopefully with him choosing to take the more aggressive route, he actually goes more aggressive this game.
This is really interesting because I believe he had a pylon, a first pylon in the main. Oh no. I think
No,
I
I
know
don't think
what
so.
this is. I think I know what this is. No, he had that pylon after the gateway. I mean, when I scouted and saw that the Nexus is not going down, I saw the pylon in the main. So, could this be that he mistook it for before the racetrack, and he did not realize that Vash was a Zerg?
Oh yeah.
That would be painful.
I mean, actually, you know what? You wouldn't normally see. I mean, you don't see it too often. Protoss is walling off on the low ground versus Terran because, I mean, there is a jump up ramp to the main base that could be really annoying for Reapers, but I mean, it seems like Delusion does know this is a Zerg because he does have that quick wall off. Oh, and you know what? There is a lot of room actually between that gateway and Cybercore. I don't think that one Adept can actually fill that hole.
Yeah, that is true. Also, guess what? I think this is going to be a team for tonight. I forgot to press the hotkey on my keyboard again. And I went for... Well, guess what? I went for the... Well, at this point isn't already blipping red, so battery is out cold. That's a lot of Zerglings, and the third base is cancelled.
Yeah, it is canceled really quickly.
Oh
We are
man.
seeing an Immortal pop up. I would like to see if he's going to continue to go Immortals. I would actually like to see some Sentries and Adepts to follow up with it.
Okay, I need to put this thing away so I don't accidentally use it anymore. 'Cause this is costing me a lot of viewership, I suppose.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of went over from you to me.
Oh, that's not a big issue. Well, actually it is, but you know, it's better than not even watching the tournament.
Yeah,
God,
and there are a lot more Zerglings here now. He is wanting to put on a lot of pressure with these Zerglings, hoping to cancel that third base yet again, most likely.
First, when I looked at that that clump of Zerglings, I thought that the Zerg expanded towards the fourth location of the Protoss. Or fifth.
And does get the cancel yet again. He is being very annoying, forcing Delusion to be pretty heavily supply blocked right now. Twilight Council finishing up as well. I wonder if he's going to drop down a Dark Shrine and decide to go for Immortal Archon.
Well, could be the case. We don't have a Roachorn, so I'm not sure if that is going to be the case. He has charge started up. He could do that later, of course. And we have 2 extra gateways pumping in, starting to warp in, and perfect 2-base saturation. But these links are going to disturb the balance of the Protoss macro once again, and they are going to force another cancel. If this is not a cancel, then okay, nice. There is a cancel, and a lot of links are just suicided into this action. And guess what? Links are easier to replace. Of course, in the early game, you really want them to be drones. Every 2 link could be a drone.
Absolutely, because Vash is, even though he does have a third base up, he is now finally... Oh, nope, there it goes again. He is still behind on workers, only by 1. But it looks like Delusion now should be able to finally get that third base secure and continue to macro up. Now, on the other hand, Vash's lair did finish. There is no Roach Warren still, so I think that we might see a Spire.
Ah, that could be the case.
He does have 4 gas geysers. Oh, he just dropped 2 more, going up to 6. This has got to be Mutas, or maybe even Ling Bane, Hydra, and the Lurker, you think?
Honestly, I think lurkers are a bit more common and safer option to just put the Protoss on the back foot even more. Mutas, if it's a surprise, then it's actually going to be really, really useful.
Yeah, and speaking of which, the Hider Den is going down as the choice of tech from our Zerg player. As we all know, Zerg is very famous for tech switching in a blink of an eye because they are able to drop down just about everything and have all the options available to them within seconds.
Yeah, that's also true. And the longer the game goes on, that's the longer, well, the higher the chance it is basically to see that type of insane tech switch one after the other.
Yeah. And, I feel like right now, Delusion is on a little bit of a clock. The longer this game goes on, the more chances Vash is gonna have at getting Lurker Tech. Now, Vash is down quite a bit on supply, by about 35, and down 11 workers, so Delusion
Oh, look
is
at
getting
that.
the army lead.
Vash is going for that cheeky gold base.
Vash misplaces hatchery, though.
Yeah,
Look at
I
the
was
distance between the gas and the
I
base.
was asking. I was going to ask, is this like misplaced or am I crazy?
No, yeah, you're definitely not crazy. That is a much bigger distance between the further away gas geyser and the other one.
Well, I might actually be crazy, don't get me wrong, but not crazy for mistaking that. At least
Here
for
we
the
go,
time
our
being.
first big engagement. And it looks like that army lead is just a little bit too much for Vash. The amount of charge loss he had just shredded those Zerglings.
Yeah, and well, do we have? Yeah, we have +1 melee and missile, as well as +1/+1 on the side of the Protoss. So Opts are going for that armor, and there's like a bit of cheeky information over here. Probably some Protosses did not know if there's like Zergling heavy stuff. Then I believe if you go up to +2, that is enough, and then you can go into shield upgrades as a Protoss, because Zealots are going to, I believe, 2 or 3 shot the links, well, 2 shot basically. But I think they 3 shot them with +0 and +1. So a bit of a math there.
And we are seeing a second Robo come out of our Protoss as well, so looking to continue the Immortal production, knowing that Lurkers are a very real possibility here. Vash, on the other hand, is still down by almost 30 army supply. This is going to get really scary for him coming in game number 1, as Delusion looks to end this game very soon.
This is a really powerful push that Delusion is going for, and
Ooh,
these
there's a
Hydras,
little bit of a flank.
yeah, but the bigger problem is these
Oh my
Immortals
goodness.
are in the fire of those Hydras, and the shields are popped, but these Immortals should not be tanking. The Archons would be a better fit to do so, because they
Yep.
can just splash these Hydras, and this hatchery is definitely going to go down. Does Delusion know about? Does Delusion know about? No, it doesn't know about the gold base, but GG gets called. And Delusion goes pretty much into a commanding lead for now.
Yeah, I don't think the third base cancel the very last time from Vash was as necessary as what he made it to be, because he lost so many Zerglings in that last hurrah trying to get that last cancel. Also, he had the tech for Banelings, but he never made any against those Zealots, and those Banelings would have been huge to help him out. I see you,
Alright.
Plecto. I see you.
Okay, so second map is going to be Tropical Sacrifice. Another great map. Really interesting. So now I remembered the time where you mixed it up and said, I think, Cosmic Sacrifice.
Yeah. I said Cosmic Sacrifice.
And what a coincidence that we had those two maps.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
This
the
is
player
actually, I
already.
think, one of my more favorite maps. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of different angles you can go about into attacking. There are different choke points, but not a lot like the Cosmic Sapphire.
Yeah, I think Cosmic Sapphire has pretty much the most choke points, if I'm not mistaken. Has the most
Yeah.
turns for sure. You can make a racetrack off of it.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like a Cosmic Sapphire is probably going to be the worst map for Zerg against Protoss and Terran players alike, especially for Mech.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, yesterday there was a couple of mech games on this. We actually had a Thor drop opener on one of these. So
Really?
yeah, there was like a
Oh,
Thor.
against BioIce, right?
No, that was actually in CSO Contender. So that was a
Oh, okay.
4500 tournament.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about yesterday.
Well, I've been casting a bit more before I joined Dave's tournament. I've been casting for 4 hours before that. So yeah. All right. So Tropical Sacrifice is going to be the map, as we mentioned multiple times here. And I'm really curious how these players are going to fare against each other. And starting in the top right corner, it's going to be the green Protoss fighting for the win on match point up 1-0. It's going to be Delusion.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, currently down 0-1, looking to make a comeback to get this third place prize. It is Vash.
And same standard opener. And now you can see that there's no pylon in the main base. I'm telling you, man. Last time, Delusion thought it's going to be a Terran. Oh, hold on. No. Hold on a second. What? No. No. What? Okay,
What?
I was mistaken. There's a pylon in the main base right now.
Yeah, it's finishing up right now. It's looking to give him a little extra supply. He shouldn't be dropping that until his Nexus goes down, but yet again, he is deciding to go for the Cyber Expand. That is a safer option, of course, if there is a 12 pool coming across, or 14. So I understand that much, especially going into game number 2 with a potential victory here for the third place prize. But I still don't really like the opener as much.
Yeah, me neither. At first, I really thought that this is going to be pretty much well, I have no idea how to call it. The mistake, the race mistake, but it's not. And do you think there's enough space on that pylon to place a second gateway over there?
I guess we're about to find out. I don't.
There we go.
Maybe, yeah, that might just about do it. We'll have a little bit more information as the game comes a little bit closer, or the gateway's a little bit closer to finishing, but you can tell with these new maps that Protoss players do typically have a much harder time walling off, trying to figure it out. I've learned that now where that little bottom arrow is of the Nexus, that's right about where you actually want to place your pylon. Because you can get three buildings in there and wall it off with just one little space open for an Adept, Sentry, Zealot, whatever you decide.
Yeah, if you check, there's 2 spaces actually between that Cybercore and gate, and the Adept is standing between the pylon, which is 1 hex to the left to the Cybercore. That is the 1 hex hole. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, because it also does leave the pylon exposed as well. If Vash decides to do a Ling Bane bust, that pylon is going to depower everything.
Yeah, even like a Roach Ravager push would be devastating in that case. And Robo's going to be the name of the game, and third base goes down pretty much at the standard time on the side of Vash. And oh! The caster curse.
Vash does not scout it, though. Vash does not know that there is a third base. I mean, Delusion, sorry.
Yeah.
Delusion does not know that there is a third base.
I'm zooming in on the caster curse. The Roach Warren. So, the Roaches are going to be the choice of Vash, and he's not aware of anything whatsoever to speak of.
Yeah, and you know, to be honest, I'm not sure that Roaches are going to be the answer. If Vash is thinking that Delusion is going to open with the same type of opener that he had last time, which was a lot of Immortals, you know, the Ravagers would do great against the Immortals and Sentries, but you know, to be honest, I still think Lings and Mutas would be the real key here.
Yeah, because there's no Stargate.
Yeah, there's no anti-air really in Delusion's army until later when he gets Archons. But by that time, he could be harassing Delusion's mineral line, forcing out batteries, forcing out pylons and cannons.
Now Delusion sees the Roach Warren, actually sees it upgrading, so he knows that there is a lair. Well, even if he doesn't really just deduct it, then he knows right now that there is a lair. Because he scouts it, so pretty nice scouting on the side of Delusion.
Yeah, Delusion does get supply blocked. He is only building one pylon right now. That is not going to be enough,
6 gates on the
considering how
way.
many gateways he is going to be dropping.
Yeah, 6 gateways on the way, so that gateway explosion that every Protoss just needs to do at some point is going to come in, and that's 9 gateways in total.
On 2 bases, too. He is not looking to expand. He wants to end this and take the 3rd place prize.
That's a pig build. That's a pig build. Pig Bronze GM build, by the way. Going up to Templar Archives, +1 charge, 2 Immortals, War Prism, Archons. Pretty much like
right now,
100 supply-ish on 10 gates.
Delusion needs to drop like 5 or 6 pylons to support the amount of warp in potential he's going to have, because he is just getting supply block after supply block.
Yeah.
And 1 pylon at a time is just simply not cutting it.
Yeah, because he already has like Immortals producing constantly, I believe.
Yeah,
and he has only 1 queued up, so well, it could queue up. Yep, queues up a War Prism, so that's another supply. And he's going to need a lot more pylons. He has 2 finishing up, but will this be? Well, it should be enough. There's a bit of oversaturation on the side of Delusion on that second base, the natural, but
yeah. And you know, I wouldn't mind even having a proxy pylon with the 10th gate being somewhere up around a little bit higher than the Zerg's 3rd base to multi-prong and really hit hard. Because if he wanted to hit the 3rd base, he could have the Warp Prism go into the main base, and that is a long distance between the 3rd and the main.
yeah, that is true. And I'm really curious, what is he going to go for, like a simple A move? And there's a Templar Archives as well, so
Yeah, Delusion does finally take a 3rd base, but that is a very late 3rd base.
that could also be like a fake third base, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. He is making probes still, though, so I don't think it will be a fake 3rd.
Is he making? Yeah, he's making 1 probe. Maybe it's a reflex. Honestly, I have like a reflex after I finished making probes on like 4 bases. I have like 80 probes, and still sometimes I just press it and I have to cancel them.
Yeah.
That's
that
a lot
is
of
Ravagers.
Ravagers. But we
And
see
they
this
are
4 base going down as well. He just managed to
They're
pop
a
in with
very
the camera.
long way away. We are going to be seeing a base race, most likely, Now, typically, I feel like base racing is in favor more so of the Protoss due to the recall potential.
Yeah, that is true. Protoss just takes out a set amount of bases and just recalls to whichever base he needs to defend or has the potential to defend.
Yeah, he has the energy for the recall, but Delusion is just going to actually walk home.
He's recalling a couple of units. Oh, it doesn't go for the pylon. He's not unpowering it, but he's getting the cyber core, and that is going to be a big deal because no stalkers are going to be warped in.
Now it's too late to retreat. Vash is going to have to take this fight, and this surround from the charge lots is going to be to end this.
Yeah, and the reinforcements are actually just staying at home. And honestly, I believe Delusion is in a really good position because, as you know, the Protoss units are a tiny bit maybe powerful, but in this case we have +1 missile and +1 carapace, and that is a big advantage for the Zerg because these charge lots are not going to be able to cut through as easily through those roaches.
Yeah, now the big thing here is the charge lots are just the tanky unit for the Archons and the Immortals here. Archons doing pretty well against roaches for the most part, with the splash and having the extra biological damage, of course.
Yeah, and 3 more Archons were warped in with that warpism, and with that, Delusion takes the 3rd place. And congratulations, I guess. Yeah. Congratulations to Delusion.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Vash had enough creep spread at the top of his base, but it seemed like he kind of forgot about spreading it at the bottom. Otherwise, he may have been able to see this push coming across and was, would have had time to get his roaches back.
And now we are set for the grand finals as well. Just to keep up with the bracket as well.
And is the finals, is that going to be a best of 3 or best of 5?
Best of 5. So we are in for a treat.
Yeah, Plecto definitely. Protoss is that struggling with their first pylon position, placing it between the wall or the ramp and the secondary nexus. That's definitely the key in having that perfect first pylon placement.
All right. Until the players do vetoes, I'm going to throw us. Well, do we need to throw ourselves? No. Let's just talk about. Let's just talk about the potential of this series, because this is a best of 5, a bit of a longer series, and it's going to be a PVT. Who do you think is going to be the favorite going into this match?
Yeah, I haven't really seen Blockfest actually go up against the Protoss yet. So he's been going up against Zergs, and he's had a very strong opener going up against them with a 2-Rax, or the 2-on-1, excuse me. So what I'm really looking to see is how is his build going to deviate going up against a Protoss player, and if he does deviate, how strong is it going to be going up against Rambaz's mass immortal disruptor build?
Alright, and let's see who's going to in the meantime. Okay, Rambaz is going to select first.
I think they only get 2 vetoes at the best of 5.
Yeah, we need 1 more veto from okay.
Okay, so Stargazers and Moondance are vetoed.
Yeah, I believe those 2 maps are the weird ones, the atypical maps in this map pool, and I'm actually curious. Honestly, I thought that Waterfall is going to be vetoed as well, because it's not just in general good for Zergs, for Terran versus Zerg in TVZ, but actually I think in TVX is a really good map in general. Yeah. Which is kind of a bummer because I think I'm going to veto it for most of the time, just like I did with Pride of Altaris.
Yeah, and Data C would be one that I would look at as a Protoss, and think there are a lot of little nicks and crannies that tanks can be sieged in to give a really nasty siege line and do a lot of damage. So vetoing stargazers, that kind of makes me question why, because that map, I feel like it's overall pretty well balanced, I'd have to say.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of potential for drops, I believe. Maybe it's a bit like Blackburn without the slow zones, so there's it might be good for Sky Toss, but is that really a potential to open like straight up Sky Toss?
Well, you could definitely open with Phoenix. Going into Phoenix Charge Lot or Phoenix Colossus is a very good opener versus Terran, especially being able to deny any type of drops from the Terran. Now, the one thing I would have said too is why I can see Rambas not wanting to play on Stargazers is because of the very short distance between the two bases. The Widowmine drops, you have to kind of take into account that would be hitting a little bit earlier than normal as well.
Yeah, that's also true. Like the air rush distance is a lot lower.
Yeah.
Okay, we're waiting.
Okay. Rambo is deciding to pick Data C for the very first one, the one that I would have vetoed.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential to siege up as a Terran on Data C, I believe. Overall, I think it's a well balanced map, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so we have the lineup's going to be Data C, Tropical Sacrifice, Inside and Out Waterfall, and Cosmic Sapphire in case of a 5-game series.
Yeah, it looks like Rambaz is kind of getting lucked out here with Waterfall being one of the later picks as well.
Alright, we have one ready, and we're waiting for Black Faust to ready up, and then we can just jump into this Grand Finals Best of 5 series. And we are ready.
Yeah, you know, I think I don't think Rambaz has actually played against a Terran yet either, has he?
I believe he hasn't. He played against Zerg, maybe? I am not sure about the other matches that we did not cast. So it could be a Terran over there. I'm not sure how many Terrans do we have.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what race Neckbeard was, but Delusion was a PvP, so it all really kind of depends on what Neckbeard was and if he was a Terran or not.
I think he was a Protoss.
Okay.
I'll let you do the honors for the first map.
Alrighty, so spawning in the right-hand corner of Data C, representing CSO Esports in the grand finals in a best of 5, it is CSO's own Rambas.
And his opponent is going to be the Red Terran in the bottom left side. It's going to be representing the #1 esports club from Frankfurt, aka ECV, as he said we need to call it. This is going to be Black Faust. Alright, you see kind of a little Reaper wall over here. I think we talked about it last night, that some people swear on it and some people say like, oh, it's no big deal.
Yeah, and you know, one of the nicer things about this map is actually the very simple Reaper wall at the jump up location, kind of by the triangle base. It only requires 1 pylon and 1 gateway, whereas a lot of other placements require 3 buildings, such as gateway, pylon, and cybercore, which is what it looks like Ramba is going to be looking for to finish his wall off.
Oh, and
Oh no, he's not. This isn't even a
questioning
wall
this.
off.
Yeah, I'm questioning this one because I mean he's been kind of memeing on his gas placement. Oh, hold on. Is this for a secondary wall off? I'm
No, it's
confused.
not. There's not enough room for that pylon to actually reach the wall.
Yeah, I think so too. Weird opener from Rumbas, but well, let's just not question it before we see what it is entirely.
All right,
So-
Blockfast opening with the second racks. Are we going to see a factory or are we going to see a 3 racks opener from Rambas? I mean, from Blockfast.
And I think you have your answer.
I do. 3 racks it is. So he is going to be able to put on a lot of pressure early on, looking to deny any potential third bases.
And Reaper scouts perfectly what's going on over here with this Twilight Council, so he's going to realize that this is potentially a quick blink or maybe a quick charge. But who knows, it technically could be a DT as well. We'll see about that.
You know, one thing that we haven't really seen too much in the meta of anymore is those DT drops because of how popular Raven openers are right now.
Are they? Honestly, I've been watching a few DT drops. Well, of course, not on the highest level, but still definitely viable on the lower end of the spectrum. So, I believe I've seen one failed. I think I even casted one failed game. Was Hardwell playing against Kneehead. And I've been featuring Kneehead on Spectrum series, and he basically opened Raven and just made a sexy move by sniping the low HP War Prism with the 2 DTs in it with a Raven turret. You love to see those moves. And now you see a combat shield stim timing with a lot of Marines. I'm kind of surprised that he's not going for Marauders as well. Those could be really good against Stalkers, and Rumbas is...
Yeah.
I don't think Rumbas is not aware of this, like, at all.
Well, considering what Rambas is opening with the amount of Marines that he's choosing to go for, especially against Charge, this is actually going to be a little bit more in the favor of Blockfast because the Marauders are really just going to kind of get in the way. And they'll help tank, but they're not going to really get any damage done on Charge lots. Whereas the Marines, they're going to be doing all the damage.
16 Marines are... only 14 move out, so... Also, I've been questioning myself if I've seen this, but do we usually see straight up 3 racks or expansion at 3 racks?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can go from a 3 racks, in my opinion. One of my more favorite ways to go about doing 3 racks is going for a fast third base behind it.
Oh, that's a
and
kill.
then actually getting 2 more.
That's a kill, and Rumbas preemptively pops the shield battery overcharge. And that was a kill on the third base, so 400 minerals out the window.
Yeah, you know, right now, I would like to see Blockfast just back off while that pylon overcharge runs out.
And battery overcharge just ran out, and now Rumbas tries to just chip away of those Marines. Honestly, they need to play off of each other. Basically, well, Rumbas has to play off of the stim timing as well. As soon as the stim runs out, then he's kind of free to just basically do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and you know, Blockfast, it's definitely great getting the cancel on the third. However, usually if he notices he can't get any damage done at the natural, you should just back off and go back with a much larger force. Because losing about 10 or 9 Marines is it's a little bit of a bigger deal, especially having that +1 attack already finished.
And now we see the Ripple CC coming into play really soon, and we're going to see Reactor Starport, as well as we have +1 infantry weapons, we have +1 infantry armor on the way, and factory is finished up, so +2 infantry weapons can be started whenever Blackfast has the money for it, and I believe it does. Yep, he just starts it. Also, let's talk about this turret on the edge of the main base. I think that's for denying potential observers.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think that it's definitely not bad of a placement considering if there were blink stalkers, this would be the position that I would be looking to blink up into, and that turret is just going to be able to deny any vision.
Yeah, war prisms, observers, whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah.
Rambas is producing disruptors.
Yeah, right
and
now
has two robos. Now it's going to
Yeah.
Colossus tech.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's what I really like to see right now, considering that Blackfast is extremely, I would say extremely, but he is more so on the Marine heavy end than the Marauder, and you want Disruptors mostly for the Marauders, and you need the Colossi for the Marines.
And he knows about the disruptor, and maybe he's going to consider that his Rambas is opting for skipping those Colossus. And honestly, judging by this, 6 Marauders in this army, I would skip the Colossus altogether, man, honestly. This is a scary Terran army, and Rambas is just producing 2 Colossus at a time. One of them is going to pop sooner, but he only has 4 gates, so he's not really able to spend his money, and doesn't have Templar Archives just yet.
Oh, here we go. He's getting a free walk. Oh, no, he's going to go for the third base where the rest of the Protoss army is.
Oh, he gets the robo. That is huge on the side of Black Faust. And he's going to boost into the main, I suppose. Yep, he's boosting into the main. And now the chase starts. And he's going to take out a couple of probes. There's no shield battery over here.
Yeah, he
and
needs to
we
focus
have
those
blink.
medevacs.
No, we don't have blink. Oh, baby. I did not have blink. Rambas.
Oh, if Rambas had moved over just a little bit to the left, he could have seen a fourth base and just kept going back and forth between the main and fourth base.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Terran specialty, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, man. I don't really like this. Oh, hold on. He was about to put down he was about to put down like what do you call it? A Templar Archives, and he instantly put, instead of it, he puts a DT shrine. So
Yeah.
that is a
definitely.
really interesting choice.
Yeah, I also have to question the placement of the Dark Shrine, considering that it's not really, he's not trying to hide it.
Or maybe that's the fact that he's like, oh, if I want to do something about it, then if I want to hide it, then I might just place it out on the map. But he would never expect me to put it at my 4th base.
Yeah.
Question is, will Blackfile scan just like he did at the 3rd base? And now Rambas moves out, and yeah, Blackfast is going to be aware of this, and has a single tank sieged up, and now he has 2 Vikings as well, so he's pretty much trying to counter. Oh my goodness, so many Marauders. This is the Terran version of so many Banelings. 40 Marauders in this Terran army.
Game paused.
Oh. Okay, another.
I'm not too sure what he needed to pause for.
Sensitivity. He was setting the sensitivity. And now, oh, he's going to... Blackfast is going to scout the Dark Shrine and sees a double forge upgrading.
Yeah, I just noticed something that popped out of Blackfast's factory, and that's a Thor.
Oh no. We're getting
You think that must have been a misclicked, right?
Is it? Yeah, well, maybe he's playing Warcraft 3, who knows? This is the hero unit.
Yeah. You might think that this is Odin.
Ah, yeah, this is the Odin. From Wings of Liberty.
Oh, Disruptor shot! Oh my god!
Oh, that was nasty. And a couple of DT swipes come in, and the disruptors are, oh my goodness, these are huge disruptor shots, and Rambas is able to turn his game on its head in a couple of seconds, and the SCVs were hesitating to be pulled, and now maybe the SCVs are going to go after that. Oh, that disruptor goes down, and Rambas is barely alive.
Is gonna go down as
Oh,
well.
that's going
Rambaz
to-
isn't gonna stop the Viking.
May shoot that Viking.
Ooh.
Nice.
1-1 is on the way from Rambaz, about to finish here very shortly.
We have a
Looking to
special
go back
request,
in.
by the way. They said English, please, guys. I am not sure what that's supposed to mean, but sure. 3 robotics facilities already out, as well as 9 gates.
Yeah.
The 25-minute game that I casted of Rumbas, it went up to 7, and I believe 28 gateways.
Yeah, and you know, right now with the amount of disruptors that Rambaz is looking to get, you kind of wonder, when are the Liberators gonna pop out?
Oh, there's no Liberators, right? There's 2 Ravens, so we can just shut down those Colossi.
Yeah, there are
there's a
2
single-
Ravens, but that's
They
not really what you
can-
need.
They can shut down the Immortals as well, right?
They can shut down most of Protoss's units besides DTs and Zealots and High Templars, of course. But just about everything that's mechanical, which is Protoss, can be stopped by the Ravens.
Also Stalkers as well.
Oh, there
Ooh.
goes
Oh.
one. Nope.
Almost gets the Raven. Oh, big
the
disruptor shot.
Oh, okay, good
Potentially
split, good
nice split, but that's a big one. And the third.
He got-
Oh, gets
he did
down
get
another
3
one.
Marauders.
Oh, but he move commands his disruptors. That is a big mistake, having the disruptors on the same hotkey as your army,
Oh, another
because
disruptor going down.
yeah, they have a super annoying ability called scan move. Don't know if you're aware of that. And honestly, I would just really want Blizzard to remove it altogether. And,
and,
we were wondering about those Taurs being misclicks. Well,
Apparently not.
he's producing Taurs constantly,
Yeah.
I see.
You know, Thors do tank about, I believe it's 3 disruptor shots. So
Oh, that much?
that is
really?
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I actually never
I
seen
think Thor's
mech against disruptors, I believe. Or maybe rarely and didn't really notice. There's 5
Yeah.
disruptors over here, so also let's just remind people of that these mech units are moving super slowly, so in case we're transitioning into a super mech heavy army. Oh, this base needs to get cancelled. This base needs to get cancelled. Nice cancel.
Yeah, you know, I would like to see her. Okay, it does look like he does recall, but the first
Ooh.
disruptor does get a good
so 3
connection on the
disruptor
first
shots.
4.
Okay, so indeed 3 disruptor shots. Oh, he has DT blink.
all the
nice
disruptors.
shots. Nice shots from Rumbas.
That is just
Man,
so
oh
many
man.
immortals.
Man, oh man. Oh, and now that's a huge Protoss army. This spells doom for game 1 for Black Faust, I believe. Plus 3 infantry weapons is going to finish up. And honestly, it looks nice,
Looks like
but
Rambaz is going to take game number 1.
yeah, he's just going to soften up that Tor, kills a couple more bio units, and this is just going to be waiting for the GG on the side of Black Faust. And I think Black Faust is already thinking about what he should do in game number 2.
DT Blink does go past the supply depot wall, but there is a missile turret, so he does see them.
And GG well played is called. Rumbas goes up 1-0. And the one that we feared that is going to go in favor of the Terran actually goes in favor of the Protoss. The second map is going to be Tropical Sacrifice or Sapphire. Depends. Depends how you want to look at it. It could be
Yeah.
Sapphire as well. Honestly, wouldn't mind it. Oh, you declined the process, it said. Another
I didn't
one.
mean to. There we go. All right. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I will be right back.
All right. All right. So until Stark gets back, then I forgot to replace myself with Black Foss, and we were down to play. Well, if he he was already asking if I want to play, and well, if he trusts a former Metal League Madness winner, then sure. Problem is I cannot do it with Terran, and no race switch mid-series.
All right, I'm back.
All right, we are back then, and let's see if our players are ready to rumble. We have a ready from Black Foss. Rambaz is hanging out in the chat. Had to message him to ready up already. It's like when the admin is chasing you on Twitch chat. Says, yo, your series is still on the way. And I'm seriously going to start the game if he's not minding to return to the lobby. All right, finally we get we get both players. Oh, these young kids. Rambaz is really young, by the way. He's the youngest member of our team. All right. Best of 5, and we have the player in the bottom left side of Tropical Sacrifice leading 1-0 in this series. And he's the CSO representative rather. It's going to be Rambaz.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, currently down 0-1 of Tropical Sacrifice, it is Blockfast. All right, heading into game number 2, Blockfast, what do you think he needs to do to capitalize on the heavy robo style of Rumbos?
Honestly, I would say play like Maru, aka split better, but that would just be a dick move. So
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
maybe try opening standard one game, then going into a standard push at a standard timing, just
Well,
before the clump of disruptors show up.
yeah. You mean after the 3 racks?
Well, either after the 3 racks or just not going for a 3 racks whatsoever, which is kind of looking like being the case over here.
Yeah, I mean, usually 3 racks openers are one of actually the more standard type of openings in a TVP. You know, I feel like it's not really gonna kill Protosses once they get a little bit higher up in the leagues.
If it gets unscouted and there's no robotech, then it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to defend, that's for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, right now I feel like Blockfast needs to kind of forget about the robo or the factory units and really focus a little bit more on the liberators, because there was not a lot of units that shot up. And as we are talking about going into a little bit of a different tech route, it looks like Blockfast is actually opening again with the 3 racks.
Oh, but this is like a bit later 3 racks, I believe, because last time, well, maybe last time he had the... When did he have the second and third racks last time? Why do I feel like it was a bit earlier?
Actually, I think this is a little bit earlier, because he decided to not go for the +1 with an early eBay. So I feel like this is actually going to be a little bit sooner.
Oh, okay.
That third barracks does seem a little bit late, though. Okay, so he did decide to go ahead and go for the eBay after all. And opening once again for the Twilight Council would be Rambas. Do you think this time he's going to go back into charge, or do you think that he's going to go for Blink?
Well, he could go for charge, but I believe Blink would be a better option. Because he definitely has the micro to control those stalkers. And, oh, he goes into that charge. So, same opener as last time. So, I'm not sure.
You know, to be honest, I wouldn't even mind he not push out with the 3 racks at all. Bank up the amount of units, get his starport, and then move out with 2 to 4 liberators. Liberators are going to be what wins him the game, I think.
Yeah, against charge, definitely.
Yeah.
There's no Stargate
really
for
hard to
potential
defend that.
Phoenix. Yeah, there's no Stargate for potential Phoenix. There's no chance. If they would get like a single tank and a single Liberator, that would be crazy. Because you can defend the tank and the Liberator with Marines, have the tank sieging constantly, and forcing the Protoss to do either a bad move or just forfeit the base that they're sieging currently.
Yeah, and you know, this actually would not be a bad map for a tank, just because of the placement. You can put it so much further down that the charge lots would just not be able to get on top of it. Oh, okay. He is using the Reaper to go into the main base, pulling Rambas apart.
Oh, this is big.
Marines can go in.
Oh, this Immortal is not going to come.
Oh, he's gonna get the Robo.
Yep, he's definitely going to
He's
get
gotta
this
go for the Robo, right?
Yeah, he's going to get the Robo for sure. And we'll take out the battery as well, but at this point he should just go for probes. That's the right move, I believe. Nice force field on the side of Rumbas. Yep, now these Marines are super bruised. And let's see what the follow-up is going to be on the side of Blackfaust. Rumbas lost 6 probes and the Robo, which is all in all super bad, but I feel like for this big of an error, sending all the Starkers and all the units, like with an F2, into the main base of basically his main base. Wow, I actually I'm getting tired again, I believe. Failing to speak sentences.
Blockfast is actually ahead right now with the faster third command center, while Rambaz is just now going down as he's restarting his robo as well, getting blink.
Yeah, and now he's getting the blink much faster, I believe. Last time he got it super late, and there's a third command center already finished and moved into an orbital. So mules for days for Blackfaust, and he has 3 more barracks on the way, so 6 racks in total, I believe. And he has 2 E-base, and plus on infantry weapons already finished. Concussive shell finishes, so that's going to allow a lot of potential for those marauders. Look at this. Is this a dog? Yep, that's a dog. Cannot even click on it. You can click on most of the critters, but not on dogs. That was the same on Berlingrad as well.
Yeah. All right, we are moving back out for round number 2 of the attack. And we are noticing that Blockfast is deciding to go for tanks this time over the Thors, at least for now. Oh, this has got to be a misclick. Ramba has put down 2 robo-base.
I don't believe is going to get 2 upgrades at the same time.
Yeah, it's got to be a misclick.
Well, if he lets it finish, then he might as well just do that and get like either
Warp Prism speed.
Yeah, Warp Prism speed, Gravitic Drive, or
and Observer speed.
Yeah, and if he decides to go into Colossus, which he really likes to do against Terran, as we've seen, then he might as well just go for like. What do you think would be the second? Oh, hold on, that was Oh, don't tell me he just made the Rambas cancel that extra Robo Bay.
Yeah, he did. He helped him out with that.
Oh no.
Alright, Blockfast needs to get out of this position. This is not a good spot for him to fight in. He can get surrounded very easily by those charge lots, and right now he needs a choke point. Two disruptors are on the way. And Blockfast not really making anything out of his Stargate yet again. Starport. Sorry, not Stargate.
Well, yeah, Starport. almost nailing it. Yeah, how many medevacs he has?
Stargate, same thing. They all fly.
Yeah, actually, not all of them. The Starport actually flies.
Yeah.
Stargate doesn't. As much as I would love to see it
Well,
fly.
actually, it kind of does. Does it sit on the ground or does it kind of fly though? It hovers, I think.
Okay, I'm not sure. Now I'm confused.
I think a Stargate hovers. I think it kind of flies in a way.
Yeah, but it doesn't fly away when it's attacked.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that cannot do compared to the Starport.
All right, and here we are seeing some pretty good multitasking from Blockfast.
Oh, that's a big hit.
Going down.
That's a big hit. I think
He's gotta get that tank.
I think it hit a couple of zealots. Oh, he needs to pop battery overcharge. This disruptor survives. That is big. That is big on the side of Rambas, and now the DTs are starting to swipe, and he's recalling into the main
base. Very good awareness to get out of there.
And he gets only 6 probes, which is not enough for the amount of lost units. And is there any scans? There is enough scans, but this is a blink forward, and there is a disruptor shot, but the disruptor goes down, but there's two more over here, and this Rumbas is going to shoot with it and hits the zealots as well, but manages to take out every single unit of Black Faust. And now there's a lot of marines and marauders at home. Wow,
There's
12
only one
marauders.
medevac.
Holy moly, 12 marauders. That's heavy. You can just snipe these disruptors with ease, honestly.
Yeah, and you know, as at this point, I really don't agree with going medevacs. At this point, he needs to get a high liberator count, and he needs to do it very quickly, because Rambas is gonna want to attack soon with the amount of disruptors he's producing, and he's just gonna look to end this game just like he did in game 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a massacre if he manages to get the same amount of disruptor shots. And now again we see a third robo dropping, and we see 2 forges which are scouted by Black Faust. Oh, hold on. Just
Two
look at
Reapers in production.
look at my camera.
Oh wait, is that another one?
That's another one. He thought he had that single one that got cancelled.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Wow,
Oh man.
that's actually super funny.
Yeah, and so Blockfast did panic a little bit. He did make 2 Reapers over 2 Marines. Really nice tank placement though. I really like that.
Yeah, that's actually a really good tank placement, and he denies both upgrades. And that's the thing that Rambas doesn't have right now. It's upgrades, and so does Black Faust lack some upgrades for sure. Oh, the DT's barely out of the scan range,
The
and how it's
disruptors, though,
getting
the disruptors. He's gonna lose a
no,
lot
he's
of his
going to lose.
disruptors.
Oh, this should be
Colossus
the end,
going
honestly.
down. Another disruptor.
Or maybe this Colossus that pops out is going to be able to finish off this fight. And Rambas survives, even though he has no upgrades. And Black Faust is down under 100 supply. And has 28 supply deficit in army. Well, not anymore, but still has like 20, so... And Rambas is... as you can see, Rambas is always on 70 plus drones. Why do I keep saying drones when I talk about high worker counts? Maybe it's because the Zergs are pretty much the only ones who make it at my level.
Yeah, and here we go. Once again, Blockfast is opting for the Thors yet again. You know, I can understand having maybe 1 or 2 to help kill that Colossus faster, because it, you know, missile turret's gonna attack it, spores can attack it. So I wonder if the Thor high impact payload will do the extra damage that it can do, considering that it can be attacked as an air unit.
That's interesting. I believe so. I believe it should be the case. Once the Thor attacks with the high impact payload, it should count as an air unit. And there we go. Black Faust just switches exactly to that high impact payload.
Yeah, you know, one thing that Blockfast has going for him is that there are not 10 immortals this time like last game.
Yeah, that is true, but that's a big disruptor shot. And
yeah,
another one
just,
that misses. And are there any more disruptors? There's not. And do we have... Oh, we actually have 6 disruptors on the map.
Oh, this is actually going to be enough for Blockfast to hold. He does drop a mule, though.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a nice disruptor hit. And Rambas is saying, like, get out of my game. This is my territory, man. Gets the SCV, the poor SCV. He's like, I was just trying to repair the store. I'm not involved. Like, Shadow Stride is back.
Rambas is going to start producing 4 Colossi at once.
I think that's going to be...
You know, there's not a lot of Marines right now. I feel like the Immortals would be a better option even over the Disruptors, because right now it's just really Marauder and Thor.
Yeah.
And considering last game, the Immortals were really the backbone of the Protoss army. He just has one, and it's very weak. The sensor tower should be alerting Buckfast that there is something coming on, and he's finally now starting to realize that there is something poking at his door.
Yeah, nice depot wall is going to hold out. Oh, hold on, that's not a wall. That's not a wall.
It's actually smart though, because that just funneled the charge lots in one by one, not letting him jump on top of the army.
And four Colossi join up. Oh, these DTs. These are special agents. Oh, and they're going to chip away at the Terran units. And now the blink on top of that Thor. And oh, he gets the Thor. That's a big pickup. Another Thor remains. Oh, that's going to reach. Ooh. And he gets the Thor with the disruptor shot. And now these disruptors are going to shoot for free pretty much. Oh, but he's moved close. Rumbas is like
Colossus, extremely vulnerable.
And he sacrifices pretty much all the Colossi. He has +3 attack against a +0/+0. That is huge. +3 attack, +2 armor, +2 vehicle weapons versus no upgrades on the side of Rumbas. +1/+1
upgrades
is just...
will be finishing.
Now he transitions into Immortals. Nine robotics facilities.
Oh my god.
That's 9 robotics facilities.
Yeah, and you know, right now, Blackfast actually pulled the boys too. There's not a lot of boys here, but he did pull some, and I'm assuming it's to kind of help, with the Marines and Marauders, take a little bit of damage off of them. Now, I still would really like to see Liberators in production, because there's going to be so many Immortals coming out here soon.
There's still 3 disruptors over here. And Rumbas can just decide what to do with every single robo. There's a lot of Immortals over here already. Well, not a lot of them basically, but I don't know if Blackfast wants to fight in this
he needs to get out of
there. Oh, that was a medevac, I think, with some units in it. I am not sure though. No, I don't think it was.
I think there was a couple. Blackfast's medevac force is just chilling in the middle of the map, waiting for reinforcements.
This is a tense game. One bad fight for each of these players.
Yeah.
What? No! He went for the Artosilope! You bastard! The Tastalope survives.
Oh, the disruptors are in a vulnerable position. He does back off though.
Oh, fires hold on, no.
Fires
I was so ambitious. That was just 3. There's still 4 shots remain. You can't even use them as scouting.
One shot.
Big. That's big.
That's a big disruptor hit. Now he might even be able to just go in. A couple of disruptors should be coming off of cooldown here shortly.
Well, honestly, even if Blackfast wins, it's gonna send a replay to Hearthstone claiming that it's gonna send the whole series to Hearthstone claiming that disruptors are imba. 100%. Oh,
they're even more imba when there's no splitting.
Oh no! Hashtag GG well played. Oh no. That was
Rambas with game number 2.
Oh, game number 2 goes in the favor of Rumbas.
I really want to tell Blackfast what I think he needs, but I can't yet.
No. There's no such thing.
I know, yeah.
I would
I gotta
especially
tell him
ask
after
you.
the game.
Yeah, I would especially ask you to keep it for the end.
Yeah.
So inside and out is going to be the third and potentially final map. So what do you think about inside and out?
Yeah, it's a very interesting map. There's really no pocket bases like Stargazers and Moondance, so they're forced to take an outside expansion. Um, it looks to be one of those types of maps that is, I believe, going to be a little bit more Terran favored, considering the all the room and the tank placements that are available. Overall, I would have to say though, it's a pretty well balanced map.
Alright, both players are ready. We're going to jump into the potential last game of this evening. And the map is going to be inside and out. Really interesting graphical wise.
Game paused.
Okay, what is it now?
He choked.
Oh shit.
Rumba's needing to catch his breath after game number 2.
Well, I was actually joking with him. Joking with him that there's VTL coming up.
Game resumed.
That's a team league. And he needs to hurry up, but I was like joking that he was like, "Oh, time pressure is right now on me." I'm like, no, just chill out. You're playing the tournament. It's fine. All right. But speaking of playing, the player currently up to 0 and on match point is spawning in the top right corner of Inside and Out. He's representing CSO Esports, and we're introducing for third and potentially final time. This is CSO Rumbas.
And looking to make the biggest comeback of this tournament, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, our red Terran player currently down 0-2 on Inside Now. It is Blockfast.
Okay, I feel like the game sped up a tiny bit because we are in a hurry. We're in a time deficit. And let's see if Rumbas actually opts for that in-base Reaper wall. How do you even wall off against a Reaper? Is it this position?
I think they can jump up on multiple positions.
Yeah, I think there's 2 jump up spots on both ends.
Yeah, I think Blackfast has got to kind of start looking in the mirror and thinking that, okay, this is not working. Currently down 2-0. What can I do to get back into this? And I'm really hoping that he decides to go for, maybe even a Widow Mine drop. It could be Hellions that he decides to go for. Do you think that he's gonna show something different?
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, he's going to lose to those liberators. Okay, so he's going to lose to those really juicy disruptor shots over and over again. Honestly, you just cannot really fight without that liberator tech for sure. And it's pretty much in front of his eyes, so to say, because it's there from the beginning. You can build without any issues whatsoever. Also, I'm really curious, have we talked about it in the break between the 2 games? If we did, then maybe Blackfast was having an ear into the stream between the 2 games. And I know that for a fact that he was watching the stream at some point. Maybe he was watching the other series. I'm not sure if he's eardropping between the two games. But yeah, because actually he messaged me about the screen at one in the previous series. I know Rumbuzz does, as we can see. It's also streaming on Twitch. I believe it's Rumbuzz SC. So he streams his perspective as it's allowed, of course. And we see the same 3 racks opener. He's trying to go for the same opener once again. And the Reaper, did the Reaper just scout anything? Yep, he scouted everything pretty much. I suppose he clicked on the buildings and saw that this is Twilight. And Rumbuzz is like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Goes for that charge opener. Which is still odd, but it works out for him, so glad it does.
And you know, you'd think this game he would at least maybe add Immortals, or not Immortals, Marauders into his army when he's pushing out with his 3 racks, but yet again, it looks like he's looking to do the Marine push. Does take a little bit of a faster factory this time, though. Looks like he's going to go ahead and do that before his 3rd command center.
Rumbuzz is not going to mine gas off of his 2nd gas on the natural. Or needs at least 4 probes on it. And now he's going to move out with this hallucinated Phoenix. As the Marines move out, I believe it's not going to be in time, but there's plenty of units over here, and this Immortal is going to be super fast, much faster than the last time actually, and that means this is not going to work out honestly, if you ask me, for Black Falls.
Yeah, the shield battery is ready, the Immortal is there, he does have a sentry too, although it did just hallucinate, so he doesn't have the energy for it.
Yeah, it doesn't have energy for a Guardian Shield. And
right here, he just needs to back off and go home.
That sentry barely survived, 7 HP. Has the shields regenerated instantly, and now there's a Reaper in the main. Probes are being pulled away actually, and Rumbuzz just puts down. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Has plenty of probes to replace them on that natural. Also needs to replace the gas. Well, place them into the gas. Honestly, what do you think he should do with this gas geyser in the natural? Should he put like 4 to make it efficient?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think that this is all that much of a bigger deal than what he may think it is. It is a little bit of a nuisance, but I don't think he's gonna really see that big of a difference.
And there's more barracks coming up, and I think we're going to see. Well, we're going to see medevacs, I suppose, and the tech lab on that factory.
Yeah, I would like to see 4 medevacs and then straight into Liberator production, because that is what he desperately needs. If he doesn't get Liberators, I think this game 3 may go back into the favor of our Protoss.
Yeah. And as much as I would like the series to end as fast as possible due to having VTL, well, it's going to be it's going to need to wait in case we go to a bit longer distance. Because honestly, this was a really good series, even though it's kind of one-sided towards the end. But there were kind of like scary moments where I thought Rumbuzz is going to lose these 2 games that were played before.
Yeah, there definitely were a couple of moments where Blockfast could have capitalized and done a lot more damage, but it just seems like he's a little bit more indecisive.
This time Rumbuzz decides to go for a faster forge. It goes for only a single one, and Disruptor's on the way. Oh, there's a single Disruptor already, but Disruptor gets sniped. So that is a bit of a difference. Blackfast is a bit more decisive this time and says, I'm going to take that Disruptor down. Oh, getting that medevac is actually reducing the healing power by quite a large margin. But these Immortals are not shooting, and that is a big mistake on the side of Rumbuzz. And he's trying to warp in desperately. And I don't think he should chase, honestly. That is not
A little
the
bit of
best
a
idea.
concave there.
Ooh,
Both
that
the
is...
Immortals. Oh,
Now a disruptor is out.
yeah, he needs to save that in case some more units come.
Doesn't really have to use it, so that's a sign of relief on the side of Rumbas. Gets more gateways. I like that he's putting down more production structures as he defends. It's like, you come back stronger, I'm gonna be even stronger.
There we go. Finally, we are starting to see the one unit that he has been missing on for the last 2 games, Liberators with +1 air weapons attack. That is going to be a big difference in this game, and I think if he continues to make them, they'll start to realize that Stalkers and Disruptors do not fare very well when there is bio under the Liberators.
Also, if Bloodrain is listening to the stream, I would like to ask you, if this goes down to 3-0, just get me a spot to be able to cast VTL as well. I would really love to cast VTL on top of this series. Get as much content out as possible for the team. So you can see I'm pretty much all about CSO, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been part of this team for a couple of months, and I think that was the best decision that I could make. Oh, this bunker is not getting repaired. And now... Oh, that's big! But these disruptors are move commanded forward. Rumbas, put your disruptors on a different command hotkey. Because it's freaking getting you destroyed pretty much.
You know, at this point, I don't think that even losing the disruptors, that it would have been enough. I think Rhombus could have taken that fight, but okay, here we go. He's going back in with some charge lots now, looking to capitalize on a flank.
And he's going to
And
be
the
able to
Liberators
take
are
this
still
out.
not joined.
Oh, but there's a Liberator in production. A single one out.
Yeah,
Actually,
there is
no,
a
2
sieging
Liberators.
the main base of Rhombus.
2 Liberators out.
Oh, the Liberator, he's got to get that sieged.
Oh, but Rumbas has Blink. He can Blink on top of it, and Rumbas takes a 3-0. Holy moly. 3-0 victory on the side of Rumbas. Very much congratulations to Rumbas taking Metal League Madness and the $5 prize. Wow. That was insane. Alright. Let me just catch up with some messages over here.
I'm just happy I'm able to finally be able to tell.
Yeah, that's
it was starting to hurt.
yeah, that was one one bit of information that was pretty much escaping us.
Yeah.
All right, Stark, thank you so much for hopping in, and thank you for joining me on this wonderful tournament. Okay, so you said you were not expecting too many fancy things. What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts. I expected disruptors just because I feel like they're very popular, especially with with all Protoss players. The 9 and 10 gateways, however, that I would say is pretty fancy. It's a little bit different than what I would have expected, obviously. But leave it to a Protoss to prove someone wrong.
Yeah. That is
You
true.
never know what a Protoss player is gonna do because no two Protoss players play the same.
That is true. So, I hope overall you liked the games that we casted. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, in case anyone is still around, I'm just getting the second gig over here, which is going to be VTL, which we are going
And
to...
I need to restart my stream and take the delay off
Yeah. Well,
after I eat.
yeah, well, I'm going to go in and cast that solo because I believe that's going to start just right now. But I'm going to message you soon for some Spectrum series casting because I want to cast some more with you. And yeah, thank you very much for being here. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit later. All right?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. Have a
All right.
great day and
You-
have a good time. Cheers.
You too. Cheers, buddy.
Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for Metal League Madness. But don't go anywhere, as we are going to take a short break, I believe. And we are going to hop back in, hopefully, with VTL. Hopefully. I hope we are going to... Let's see what my wonderful founder says about this option. Anyways, before we start, I'm going to throw us anyways before we end everything. Alright, I'm going to throw us into a cinematic, potentially 2, and we are going to see after that. In case the stream ends, then I wish you the best. And in case we return, then you'll hear me soon enough.
The swarm brought ruin to our world. Our proud people became refugees. And yet, they could not shatter our unity. For we are bound by the Kala, the sacred union of our every thought and emotion. Today, we retake our homeworld, and with it, our legacy.
I am the swarm. Armies will be shattered. Worlds will burn. Now at last, on this world, vengeance shall be mine. For I am the Queen of the Blade.